You seem to still be up there somewhere.
Maybe I am. There are flying saucers.
Supposing they're Martians or something in there.
Hey guys, welcome back to another Weird Wednesday. I'm itsasherz and this is
Cassie.
Cassie, how was your weekend?
Same weekend as I always have. I went to work Friday, painted some pictures, did some Christmas shopping Saturday, painted some pictures, went to work Sunday and painted some pictures.
Oh, wow.
It's tough to have anything to do on the weekends now that they have me working on Sundays.
Yeah, I don't miss that life. I'll be honest with you.
I asked for it though, like the Sunday waiter quit, so I was like, I'll take it because they make the most money since we're the
For
only
sure.
restaurant open in town on Sundays.
That's right, because all the Amish.
Yes, correct.
Wow. Well, you do probably make bank then on Sunday.
Yes, I could probably quit the rest of the week and just work Sundays if I didn't have children.
One day.
Right. You know what? It's almost 2 more years. They're 18. I'm good.
Oh man. Yeah, you're getting ready for an event.
Yeah, Krampus not eerie. So I've been just painting.
You've had some really cool stuff. It has been so hard to be like, hey, that one's mine. It's been really difficult. But if people want to check out what you're doing, they should definitely show up to the event and, buy the things that you have.
Yeah, and trust me, if I keep going the rate that I'm going, I'm going to have a lot of things.
I know you always do.
I know.
That's okay.
But I've been kicking like 4 or 5 out a day, so.
Well, that's pretty good.
The last like 3 or 4 days, they've all been glow in the dark too, so. Pretty cool stuff. I'm going to try to make a part of my table or part of my setup black light.
Oh, that'll be nice. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's dark enough in there to where the black light will definitely work.
Yeah, I can do it well. Yeah, that's going to be hard to try to finagle on just for it to, work. But you want people to know that it's, black light, glow in the dark.
Well, you can definitely tell by looking at it because they're bright, bright colors. But, I mean, the black light will definitely work.
Well, right. Then people actually see it in action. They're like, I gotta have that.
Yeah, this place is really, really nice, though, because if it was a different event, I would, like, bring my tent inside and set it up so it would work better. But this venue is so nice that I don't want to put a tent inside of it.
That's fair. I think that's a good argument. Yeah, I sat down. I got motivated to finish this book. I'm like, I'm going to finish it. Now's the time. I'm going to finish it early. My personal deadline is by the beginning of the year.
Okay.
And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So I pull out, this will be interesting because I don't think I've ever officially announced what the book is yet. But I pull out my Hidden Ohio map by a friend of the show, cartographer Jeff Craig.
Do you have the little one, or did you get to pull the big one out?
Oh, I got the big one. I don't have the little one.
Okay, I have the big one too. That's why I was asking.
I got the big bad map, and this map is crucial to the book, which you guys will soon learn why. So I pull it out, and I'm getting myself set up, and I'm like, you know what? Let me be cozy. I'm gonna go get me a cup of coffee. Okay, nice cup of coffee. I'm gonna sit here. It's gonna be my time. It's gonna be quiet. And I go and I get my cup of coffee and I go to sit down. My kitten jumps on my desk and is all up in my business. My kitten is not a lab cat. He is a shoulder cat.
Okay.
So he is trying to climb on my shoulder, which normally I can like work and do things around him because my desk is pretty high up.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's fine. But he got his foot stuck in the handle of the mug of my full coffee cup and yanked it all the way off the table and all across the desk and everything. And it was great. And this is where all my my day job work equipment and everything is.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, oh, fuck. Well, thankfully, my monitors, I mean, they're up on stands, but my laptop is there, and then my personal laptop is there. And so nothing was damaged, but except for the map that I need.
No, I'm sure I know somebody that can get you another one.
Look it all up. I already texted Jeff. I'm like, hey, I'm going to
Okay.
need to order another map. I had a problem. So it's on its way. But man, that really took the wind out of my sails. I was like, today's the day. Like, I'm going to finish it today. Like, I
Mhm.
was on, and yeah. So anyway, that was most of my weekend. As far
Wow.
as exciting bits go, yeah, I really haven't done much. I wanted to do a lot. I wanted to get my Christmas up and running, but that hasn't happened yet. The kitten has also made friends with. I have an alien skeleton, and he's made friends with it. I have two cat trees. Okay, I have a smaller one, and then I have a big one. And neither of my cats use either. Boo's 15. He doesn't really get up there anymore. Ouija is just a baby, but he's very clumsy and he's not good at jumping. So I think he avoids it.
He'll grow
So,
into it.
well, and I'm like, I don't want to get rid of them yet because they're expensive. So let's
Mhm.
just keep them around. Well, one of the alien skeletons, I had two of them. One of them I put on the littler cat tree, and now Ouija's been getting up and like laying in the alien's lap. It's his friend.
But that's cool though.
I know, and I'm like, but now I have to keep this alien out all year, which is
That's okay.
not unusual for my general decor. But I'm like, I gotta get a Santa hat for this guy and like dress
Yeah.
him up. He's like
Oh
my,
man.
so,
Last week, I
yeah.
forget what day it was. Whatever day last week, Walmart put their Halloween stuff on sale for 90% off.
Ooh, yeah.
Man, let me tell you, when these like halfway to Halloween shows come up that I do, I'm gonna have to get like 2 or 3 booths because I checked out Tractor Supply, I did Walmart, I've got Spirit Halloween animatronics. Like I went crazy
Oh, you did good.
to take like a bunch of stuff to these halfway to Halloween flea markets. Like I need one booth for my like paintings and then another booth for all the like decorations I bought.
I love that. I didn't have as much luck this year for Halloween shopping, for after Halloween shopping.
That's because there
Um,
wasn't a lot out like at all
well,
this year.
yeah, I agree with that. I feel like Halloween, it's, they get all their stock in so early and then they get so little of it and then it's all gone like a week before. And it's
Right.
like, it never used to be that way though.
No,
So,
like last year Walmart was loaded up with Halloween supplies and decorations and this year they nothing. Like they didn't even have the plush blankets this year that they had last year.
yeah, I didn't really find anything, but I did get a giant frog, which, which
Giant
is,
frog?
yeah, he's a big frog. He's like not he's I mean when I say giant, he's not like people size, but he's like a rubber frog, but he's huge and he's black. I call him Fat Frog because
Okay.
he's. I'll take a
That's
picture of it and
cool.
post him on social
Take it
media.
to Frogman. Put it in your booth.
I might. Yeah, he's very cool. Well, he has a boo boo. One of his arms looks like it's starting to come undone. So I probably got to hot glue it. I think, and he should be. It's like rubber, so he should be okay. But he's got like stuffing in him. I don't know. I'll bring my Fat Frog. That was like my
I
prized
love
possession of my after Halloween sales this year.
I got the
Big
giant
dog.
night owl animatronic from Spirit.
Oh yeah, I know what
And
you're
then I
talking about.
got
Very cool.
the two like 6 foot skeletons carrying the coffin that you can put like
Oh
drinks in
yeah.
and stuff. I got that one. And I bought the giant sandworm, the lawn sandworm, like the hard
Oh
plastic one,
yeah.
not the inflatable. But I bought that one for me. That one's I'm gonna put together and put it up on my wall like it's going through the wall.
Very good idea. That is a
Yeah.
very good idea. No, by
Goes
the
in my
time we got to
Beetlejuice room
Spirit,
because I'm 37 years old and have a Beetlejuice room.
well, isn't that the beauty of being an adult though? Is that like you
Right?
can be 37 years old at the Beetlejuice room? Like that's beautiful. It's nice. No, when we got to our Spirit, I mean, people were literally walking out with like like somebody had like the display that has a picture of like all the animatronics on it, where you can
Mhm.
scan it and see what it. And it's like, wow, they really must not have any, and they really didn't. I was just, like so disappointed. I was mad at everybody else for having more money than me.
See, I went to two. So I went to the one like kind of around here, like a half hour away, but it's like loud or not. Gosh, which one did I go to? New Philadelphia. So still Amish country, because I figured they'd have a lot because it's Amish country. Well, no, I mean, they had a lot of animatronics, but I had to go on Saturday, the day after Halloween, because that's my day off, and they weren't doing 50% off on all of them yet. So it was like pick and choose, but they had the night owl, so I bought that. And then I got my butt in the car and drove to Canton, which was like 23 minutes away from there, and they had the sandworm, and I just walked in, grabbed it, paid for it, and then I walked around and looked for anything else I wanted because nobody was grabbing that before I took it home.
Yeah. Well, we're spoiled though too, so I can't complain because we have foys and it's all year Halloween. So if I really need Halloween, I can get it.
Man.
Yeah, come on down.
Well, my whole house is like Halloween now. I bought so much stuff. Like, I literally have every single pumpkin, skeleton, bat, decorative pillow that Walmart made all season for Halloween. Like, they were at 50 cents a piece. I bought like 40 some pillows.
That's awesome though.
And then our Tractor Supply, which when I figured out that Tractor Supply put their stuff down to 90% off, I went to our Tractor Supply, which was amazing because we had everything left. Let me tell you that I've got yard decor. Like, I've got skeleton chickens, skeleton dogs, skeleton pigs, cow skull lights. Like, I have so much crap, it's unbelievable, but I love all of it.
I know, you're like, damn it, now I need to turn the rental house into my personal house. Just
I
to house
know,
all my
right?
Halloween stuff.
If we didn't have any, like, of the kids living here, like, this house would be freaking amazing. It'd just be like a museum when you walk through it.
One of these days.
I know, it's getting so close, but, like, one of them's 20 and still lives here.
I know, in this economy, it's... I don't think my kid's ever going to move out. I've just accepted that about life.
Mhm.
You know, which is fine. She'll never have to. I'll never force her to move out. But you know, also at the same time, I'm like, shit, that helps me. You know, but you gotta make them pay the bills. That's the
Right.
hard part. You know.
I mean, maybe, like, 20, like, yeah, pay some rent. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not going to school or anything, yeah, you gotta pay.
I don't. I got kicked out at 18, so I don't.
Like, I voluntarily left at 18, but I came
Okay.
back.
Yeah. No, I never did. I left the nest and was not allowed back. So. So I
Gotcha.
didn't. So I don't know what's fair. I don't know what's considered right. You know, but like I said, I can't imagine what Rit's going to be like in 5 years for this poor kid.
Right.
Whew, you know,
Jeez.
it's unattainable for me, you know, and I'm the adult, supposedly.
Yeah. Like, I don't
Well,
know how you do it being one person, like a one income household.
I'm trying to find somebody to marry, for that exact reason. So, you know, it's,
I mean, if you advertise it like that, I'm sure you would get a bunch of, like, candidates.
but you have to stand the person, you know, you have to be able to live with them. I mean, I guess basically what I'm looking
But
for is
if
just like a
you want
roommate.
help and they want help to have a good lifestyle, I'm sure you guys can work it out to be able to stand each other.
But then you're just getting a roommate at that point. And they don't, you know, usually roommates, they move out because they're looking for love or whatever.
Yeah, but you already have this person tied in. Like, then they have to, like, you're the woman. So then they have to realize, like, if you guys actually get married just to, like, be a 2 income household, um, they can't divorce you because it's going to be coming out of their pocket.
That's true. That's a
You're
good
the woman.
point. That's a good point. Yeah. No, I got to find somebody that's been in a job for a very long time. I mean, that's another issue too. People suck. They'll be like, "Oh, I lost my job," and it's like, "How dare you lose your job?" Wow. And then they don't get a new one. You know, I don't know. Roommates are tough.
Yeah.
Um, well, it's one of those things. But no, it is. It's rough out here. I'll probably never own a home, but that's the reality.
Right. I mean, renting so much, like, it's more expensive than, like, getting a home pretty much.
Yeah, it is. Um, well, it depends. I mean, renting a house here is crazy. It's like $2,000 to rent a house.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, tell me about it. We've got a few of them. Like,
yeah,
people are crazy when it comes to, like, "Hey, we need this, we'll pay whatever right now." Okay, well.
they sure will. Yeah, absolutely. And compared to like buying a house, but then when you buy a house, then you're responsible for all the upkeep and stuff. So I mean, there's give and take out of that because if I rent, I don't have to pay for the roof.
Right.
But if I buy, I only have to pay for the roof when I need a roof.
True.
So
True.
we'll see.
But
But
usually when you buy and you need a roof, you also in the same week need a furnace and a
yes, right.
car and
Exactly. Yeah, at the same time, right? You have to go to the
yeah.
dentist or whatever, bullshit that there is.
And
Yeah.
let me tell people right now, like, this is horrible, this is a pet peeve. If you see that there's a house on your block or in your town that somebody is working on that they just bought and you know they're going to rent it, please do not walk inside that house like you own it to see if you can find the person to talk to them about renting.
What,
No,
people do
I will
that?
never call you again if you walk into my house and scare the crap out of me while I'm working. Like,
Can't you like legally shoot and kill somebody for that?
I mean, I'm painting a house. I don't got a gun on me. But both rental houses that we've had, people just come off the street and come in to be like, hey, I really need a place to stay. Well, that's fine, but you're not getting this one now because you just scared the crap out of me and my kids.
Wow. I would never.
Right.
Okay. People. There's some there's your weekly your weekly Wednesday tip. Call before you just walk into anybody's house ever for anything.
Right. Don't do it. And yeah, they are allowed to shoot you. So go ahead, I guess.
They literally are, right? I mean, I would not take those chances. I like being
Right.
alive, as expensive as it is.
Like, maybe they really are in a tough space and, like, if I shot them, it'd be better than trying to find a place.
Oh my gosh. Well, speaking of people being shot, are we ready for the news this week?
Oh, you got newses.
I got two newses.
I have two newses too. We'll
Oh
see.
my
Yeah.
gosh, it's a news heavy week. Interesting. Well, we'll trade off. I'll go first, then you go,
Okay.
then I'll go, and then you'll go. All right. So first story I have here: dog shoots owner.
Come on.
This happened in Shillington, Pennsylvania. A 53-year-old man was cleaning his gun one day, and he went and was in the middle of cleaning it. Sat the gun. It's a shotgun, by the way, on the bed, and went on to do something else. I don't know what he was doing. And while the gun's sitting there on the bed, his dog jumps up onto the bed, which caused the shotgun to fire, effectively shooting the owner. Now, the police were kind of confused about who shot who now when they showed up, of course, until they got some of the story. The owner was rushed to the hospital. He is still alive as of right now, which is almost a week from the incident. So I'm assuming he's going to be okay, but no new details yet. I don't know what kind of dog it is.
Did it
I don't know
say
where
where
he
he
got
was shot at?
I don't know where he was shot. I'm assuming probably if it was on a bed and it was like flat on the bed, it depends on how tall that bed was. Um my bed is pretty tall and it probably comes my bed is probably above my privates. So like my uterus I guess would
Right.
get shot.
Okay.
If I think about how tall mine is. But some people's beds are a lot lower, so more like right below the
Right.
hip. So his dick, I guess, maybe his ass,
Hmm.
his hip. I would imagine probably not the knee, right? That's probably too low of a bed.
Right.
But yeah, no, I'm itching for the rest of the story. But it was so bizarre, I had to share it. It's weird news.
Yeah, I wonder if the dog feels bad.
No, probably, Probably not. I don't know.
Like, is someone taking care of him? Like, is he getting fed? Like, he probably feels really bad if he's just being neglected.
I hope they're not putting the dog down. I mean, it's not the dog's fault. The dog actually, let's be so for real. Dogs are that way, and that dog probably feels like a piece of shit.
Right. Right.
He probably does feel really, really bad. Now, if it were a cat, it would be like, no, I did it on purpose.
Right. Complete opposite of a dog.
But because it's a dog, yeah, the dog's probably sad. I mean, I'm assuming that, because there's been no big updates about it, that everything is fine and okay, everything's going okay. But still, a shotgun, my God. I mean, it might have blasted that guy's whole dick off. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it just depends. Or like, even if it hit the hip, like your hip's gone.
Yeah, like that. Yeah. And it had to be like at close range.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Like probably his biggest risk factor was bleeding to death. I don't know who called 911. That'll be
Maybe he did.
Maybe he did. Maybe he has a wife. Maybe he has kids. Maybe he has a lifetime roommate. I don't know. But he made it to the hospital, and he seems to be doing just fine. If not a bit sad, but that's the thing, man. These are guns. Like, they're designed to kill people. You probably should not be so negligent with them. Just saying.
I mean, yeah, but he put it on the bed. I'm pretty sure the last thought in his head was, my dog's gonna shoot me. Like,
I mean, I don't know. That's sometimes with dogs, you wake up in the middle of the night, they're just staring at you, and you're like, what the fuck do you want? They're thinking about shooting you.
Guns don't kill people. Dogs with guns kill people.
Dogs with guns, yeah. So that's my first news of the week.
All right. Mine would be, a woman eats 50 rats in a wilderness challenge. So, a young Chinese woman won third place and lasted 35 days in a wilderness from October 1st to November 5th, only ending the challenge after a typhoon hit the island on November 4th. She started at 85 kilograms, which is 187 pounds, and ended at 71 kilograms, which is 156 pounds.
Oh.
So, this is where the rats come in. She lost so much weight in this wilderness challenge because she declares it's due to her protein-rich diet of crabs, sea urchins, and rats. And over the 35 days, she hunted, cleaned, and roasted, then ate 50 rats and brought home the rest of the rat jerky.
What?
I guess maybe it tastes good. I don't know.
It's like, this is delicious. Well, that one, I think it's in South America. Like, one of their street foods is like guinea pig.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I don't know. I would try it.
I mean, I guess I maybe don't tell me what it is first, but I would try it if it was just jerky.
This was like a competition that she was in, or this was like...
Yeah, it was you get so much money if you complete the 30 days, and then you get so much a day after that. So you can end up with a ton of money. But after the typhoon hit the island, she decided to go home. She lost her weight. She said she was done.
That is a great diet plan. I mean,
right?
And you get money for doing it?
Yeah.
It's,
and she must have been like super resourceful because she had to hunt everything herself too. Like, I don't know.
And then brought the jerky home as an added...
Right. She liked it so much, she brought it back with her.
Oh my God. What happens when you're back home now and like you're back to normal life and like all of a sudden you start craving rat jerky?
I guess, I mean, if you're in the city, go find a rat. I don't know.
Go to the
pet store.
I feel like that one looks delicious.
You're not going to check up on the pet after they sell it. Like,
they're looking at her like, man, we can't sell you these rats.
Oh, it reminds me, like, because she brought the rat jerky back home, like, just something gross, and she brought it back home with her. Like, when I was in, so I was in jail, but I went to the, like, the jail rehab, for 90 days or whatever, and, It was still locked. I was still locked up. It was still a lockdown facility, but I had classes every day and I had a really nice bed, and commissary was a lot better. But for real, people would, like, right before they went home, they would load their last week of commissary up with these potato chips. They were called shebangs, and they would take like 20 bags of potato chips home with them because you couldn't get them out on the street anywhere. They were only jail commissary potato chips, and they were freaking fantastic.
Like, man, I might go to jail again just to get some.
No, I actually gained weight in jail, so I probably don't want to go back, but
Yeah, that
don't mess with my kids because I'm not afraid of it.
I'll get me some shebang.
Right?
I was gonna tell a story, but it was a little different. One time I was joyriding around with one of my friends, and we saw somebody that I kind of knew. So I had moved kind of recently from my old apartment building, and we didn't really know what to do with ourselves, so we just kind of parked the car at the old apartment building while he rolled a blunt. We got high.
Gotcha.
And this kid that lived over there, and I say he's a kid, I mean, I was a kid too, but he was like 17. He was like underage.
Okay.
He like comes up to the car and he's like, "Oh my God, I haven't seen you in a while." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I moved, blah, blah, blah." He's like, "Yeah, do you want to see my rat?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, fuck yeah, dude." And so he goes into the building, he comes back out, and he's carrying like this, I don't know, it was like a piece of trash. And he shows us the skin, the hide of a rat.
Okay.
And then proceeds to tell us, "Yeah, this is my rat. I got it from the pet store. I strangled it to death and then I skinned it." We were like,
So has he committed any crimes?
we're like, "Oh, that's cool. Anyway, gotta go." Get the fuck out of there. Then we proceed to drive around town and locate two guys that were probably about our age who we stopped and solicited, and we're like, "Hey, do you want to ride?" And they're like, "No, we're good." And then my friend held up the blunt he was rolling, and they're like, "Maybe we'd like a ride." And we drove around with these guys, and I mean, totally random. You can't do that shit these days, but totally
No.
random strangers that we got high with, and they invited us to go do shrooms. I did not go do shrooms. I did make a responsible decision, but my friend did, and it was apparently okay. So
I mean, that see, I don't know, like that sounds like a episode on the ID channel, just like everything put together.
I am surprised that I'm still alive.
Like, but the ending of the episode would be like the kid that killed the rat would end up at this shroom party, and then
Yeah.
somebody would die. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Then he just skins everybody. It was all a ploy for it.
or
Was all
you guys told the guys on shrooms the kid's story, and they got so mad because they were all like drugged up. They went back and killed the kid and skinned him.
We definitely told them about the skinned rat situation. It was
Well, why wouldn't you? It just happened like that. Yes, I would tell people too.
like, what the fuck? Anyway, like I said, kind of the same. It's kind of the same thing.
Exactly the same thing.
So, wow, delicious rat jerky.
Yeah,
Good for her.
weight
How much
loss.
money did
That's a new
and
weight loss program.
Yeah. How much money did she make? Does it say?
It was in like however they do Chinese money, and I
Oh,
one
yeah.
can't pronounce it, and two I have no idea how to make it into US dollars.
Okay, that's fine. She still won money though. That's the part that matters.
If I had to guess, I would think it was probably a lot of money. More than what Naked and Afraid gives you, which is nothing.
Yeah.
I don't
Wow.
know.
Okay, well, going on to my second news. I don't know if it matches your news. It might. This is being talked about a lot of places. Did Hitler have a micro penis?
It's not my news.
Okay, that's even better. Researchers working on a newly released documentary titled "Hitler's DNA: Blueprint of a Dictator" were able to utilize blood from the couch where Hitler allegedly shot himself. Now, remember, Hitler's body was never recovered, so there's tons of conspiracies about whether or not he did or did not die. But a U.S. soldier had preserved that couch, and there was blood on it that they presume is Hitler's blood. So they went and they tested it, ran it through some vigorous testing, and found that Hitler likely suffered from a something called Kallmann syndrome, Kallman, which is a genetic disorder that usually results in stunted or no puberty at all. Sometimes people don't ever go through puberty, decreased testosterone levels, and a micropenis.
Makes sense.
So they think that Hitler himself probably had this issue. Now, maybe it wasn't Hitler's blood at all on the couch. That's another caveat. I do see that the Hitler's DNA documentary, it does seem to be in the docu-series, which episode 1 just came out here on the 15th of November. I have not checked that out. I don't know. I don't know if I will. I'm not like Hitlered out, man.
Yeah, there's been a lot.
There's a lot. And, when I read this, oh, did Hitler have a micropenis? I'm like, I don't know, probably. That makes sense. I mean,
right.
I feel like, though, people have always talked about Hitler having some type of genetic issue. So I think that, I do think that this would make a lot of sense for him. And he did always have, like, kind of a, as weird as it is to say, he kind of looked boyish.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. So I think that could make sense. But yeah, most men that have this disorder have a micropenis. So men, if you have a micropenis and you've always wondered why, you probably have Kallman syndrome. Have you ever seen a micropenis in real life?
No, I don't think so.
No, I've never. Out of all the partners I've had, thankfully none of them have ever had a micropenis. But I was thinking about this and how, like, usually guys with really big dicks are like, oh yeah, it's so small. They're the ones making those jokes.
Right.
They're like, oh yeah, it's so small. And then you find out, and like before you have sex with them, you're like, oh, okay, so it's not small. Definitely fucking this guy. Well, every once in a great while, you'll come across one of those it's so small jokers, and you will learn that they were just being honest. And you're like hyping yourself up. You're like, oh, I can't wait to see it. No, it's going to be great. And then you're like, oh. It really, and you can't even be upset because it's not like they lied.
Right. They didn't fool you. It wasn't a catfish.
Damn.
You're just so used to liars that.
Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I'm angry. Like, what? And then he's like, well, I told you it was small. And I'm like, I thought you were joking. That's what you're saying.
You gotta say for real after it, okay? Like, it's small for real, though. It's small.
Right, just letting you know right now, it's small. I wouldn't have wasted my time. It's so disappointing. So there you go. That was where my train of thought went from the Hitler micropenis.
How do you say the Chinese currency? Like, do you know how to pronounce it? Yuan?
I think it's still just yen, but spelled
Is it yen?
I don't know.
Okay, so it's not as much as I thought it was, because 7,500 yen sounds like a lot of money, but in US dollars, it's only $1,055.
Ouch!
So that's how much she won and had to eat 50 rats. But she lost like 20-some pounds, so good for her.
And she genuinely seemed to enjoy it, it sounds like.
And she, like, survived a typhoon.
That's true. Yeah, that's totally worth a little over $1,000.
Right.
Wow, that's a lot for. Jeez, but our money is worth a lot more than their money is. So,
True.
Maybe it's even better. I don't know. That's. I'm glad that you revisited that, answered that question.
Yeah, in my head, like, I didn't want to sound like an idiot, but I thought it was yen too. But it's just like, I was taught to sound out words.
I don't know if it's yen.
But as long as you thought it was that too, I'm fine.
Yeah, I do. I'm not Chinese though, so.
Oh yeah, me neither.
I'm no expert.
Oh, I should call John and ask him. He'll tell me.
He knows?
Oh yeah, his aunt is Japanese, so he knows like Chinese and Japanese and like random stuff.
That's not. They're not the same thing.
I know, he knows Chinese and Japanese.
Oh, okay. Because like you can't just say he knows Japanese, so therefore he knows Chinese.
No. He did that. Oh, whatever that thing is on your phone that teaches you languages.
Oh yeah.
He started with Mandarin and then he went to Japanese.
Oh yeah, very cool. Yeah, I know it's yen and Japanese, but it could be also in Chinese, but it's just different. I have no idea. I don't know. There's also like in Europe they have uh euros, but then they also have pounds, and
Yeah.
I don't get what the difference is.
No, me neither.
I'm like, okay, it's UK money. It's European money, across the pond money. I don't know. I'm not there. Again, I'm not. I'm American. So
Okay, my next news. A woman is found after 60 years of being missing. Did you see this one?
no, this
Okay.
is
So, a Wisconsin woman, Audrey Jean Bakeberg, who was reported missing in 1962, was recently located and wishes to remain missing. Authorities found her alive and well after a modern cold case review, confirming her disappearance was voluntary and that she is happy living her life out of the public eye. She's now in her 80s, and the detective found her by using Ancestry.com, that was an account belonging to her sister. So they found her, saw that she was alive, and she said, "Please don't tell anybody. I want to keep my privacy. I don't want to be in the public. I'm perfectly happy and fine." So they gave her all of her family's contact information that are still living in case she wanted to contact them, but they don't know if she has contacted them or not. So she wants to stay private. She wants to stay public. My thing, they did this article about her and put her name in there and when she went missing.
right.
That doesn't sound like someone, like, you're not. It's like when people say they don't want their identity shown on TV and they kind of blur it out, but it's in front of a mirror and I know exactly who you are. Like,
They did that shit on purpose.
right.
Yeah, I was gonna say they wrote this whole article about her. So
Right.
why was she in the public eye before?
See, I don't know. It doesn't really go into it because she decided she still wants to be missing. So they didn't make a big deal about it.
She's like, nah, just don't update it. Just keep it that way. It's fine.
Right. Like, I left because I wanted to leave. Like, I'm happy. Please
Well,
go away.
maybe she goes by a different name now, and that's the name that they printed.
Maybe, but you would think if the sister paid for this Ancestry.com profile, like, account, and then the detective used it, there's her information.
Interesting. That's the thing about being an adult, because like as an adult, like you can just leave. You're
Yeah.
allowed. Like you can just go off the fucking grid and not talk to anybody you ever talk to ever again. It's and then it's kind of up to your family members whether or not to again report you missing or not.
Right. It would
It
be
is
definitely
interesting.
hard to accomplish without somebody finding you now, but I'm
Yeah.
sure you could do it. It's probably going to be a lot easier than doing the 60s.
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah, that drifter life, people were all about
Right.
that back in the day.
Hmm.
It is a lot harder now. But I mean, that is why, unfortunately, why a lot of drug addicts don't, they go missing forever and then they're found dead or,
Right.
unfortunate circumstances because the police don't really look for them. Because they do that a lot.
Hmm.
It's one of those
Yeah.
things. But you're allowed to. I mean, if that's what you want to do, like there's nothing wrong with that. And I mean, honestly, it could be seen as harassment if you continue to pursue a person who doesn't really want to be a part of your life anymore. Poor lady. I hope that she gets the peace that she's always wanted. It sounds like she has for the past 60 years.
Right. She's in her 80s. Like, I'm sure she'll live the rest of her life out in privacy.
I hope.
Mhm.
With the news putting her out there. Wow. Well, good for her, I guess.
You gotta, like, think that, okay, yeah, she voluntarily left. Okay. It was probably because of an adult in the family, like, why she wanted to leave. So they've definitely passed. You know what I mean? So, like, if her sister contacted her, probably not a big deal. It wasn't her fault she ran away.
Well, maybe her sister is the whole reason why she ran away.
I mean, maybe she is, but in my mind, I doubt it.
Very true.
I'm thinking it was more of one of the adults in the family.
Yeah, I mean, nowadays there's, public record is a thing. You think you're safe. You're not. All of
Mhm.
your shit's on the internet, and there's nothing you can do about it, no matter how safe you think you are. It's just the way it is.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I
and
started getting
so,
freaking cat food ads in my Facebook and like Instagram stuff like that because I talked to you and you have cats and I've never had a cat in my life.
are you serious?
Oh yeah.
They're like, they're like, you should tell your friend about this cat thing. That's so ridiculous. Does it look delicious? I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Hey, it looks like
Uh,
Friday's night's dinner at the jail, actually.
probably tastes the same too.
Probably does.
Oh my gosh. Well, like I said, I hope that she gets to live out the rest of her life and make her peace with whatever it is she was running from.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
mean,
what
they should have
whatever
just.
that may be.
I guess they were trying to. It was a cold case. They probably thought she was dead and giving something to the family, but this lady was like, just leave me alone. Let it be.
Right. Just let to be left alone, y'all. That was
Right?
60 years ago. Shit, drop it.
If I wanted to go back, I would have.
Poor thing. She just wants to eat her cheese in Wisconsin and enjoy her life.
But
That's
it's
what they
just
do
like
there, right?
makes you think, like, I wonder how many of those cold case files people are just like sitting somewhere, not caring.
Probably a decent amount. I wouldn't
All the
say
work that people are putting into it to find the person and their killer, and they're just like watching TV.
they're watching their Cold Case Files
Right?
episode about them. They're on there. They're like, oh, look, and now I'm on Unsolved Mysteries. It's like, look, kids, that's your grandma. Yeah, I mean, like I said, probably a decent amount of them. Probably not a ton. A lot of them, I think, are just, it's the earth, right? They go missing in the woods and
Yeah.
they die because of, that's what the world wants to do is kill you. And then they're eaten by maggots and stuff.
Right. That's
But
stop right there because that's a great transition into what we talk about today.
I was going to say probably not zero. But speaking of being
Right.
eaten in the woods by things, um, yeah, let's get into it. Today we're going to talk about Appalachian cryptids and folklore. And folklore. We all hear a lot about different things about Appalachia. We all know it's weird, right? It's super strange there.
Hmm.
But why and what exactly are we dealing with in the Appalachian Mountains? First of all, let me say this, Cassie. Do you say Appalachian or Appalachian?
I say Appalachian.
Because that's how you say it, right? Like that's
Yes.
correct. I'm so sick of this. I'm finding out that this is like a whole war on the internet about how people say it.
Well, it's the school's fault.
Why is it the school's fault?
Because, like, in history and geography, like, I was taught Appalachian my whole life, but when I became an adult and, like, knew stuff on my own, it's Appalachian.
Kind of like a PC thing, I feel like. It's like people say Appalachian because they think it sounds smarter.
Oh,
And
okay.
and
Gotcha.
they don't want to demean the people that are there, and so they say it wrong. I don't know. It's a weird thing. I don't know. I don't know why people do that. But people in
But the people that live there will yell at your dumb ass.
exactly. So people in Appalachia say Appalachia.
Mhm.
There's even a cute saying to remember how to say it. And
Go
it
for
is, I'll tell you, if you say Appalachia, I'll throw an Appalachia.
it.
So if you ever forget, now you know. It's Appalachia. And we know this because the name Appalachia comes from a very distinct tribe in that area known as the Appalachian tribe. They weren't the Appalachian tribe, they were the Appalachian tribe. Um, so there's that argument. Definitely want to, get that super important part settled and out of the way. Appalachia, they're not the biggest mountains that we have, for
No,
sure.
but it's huge.
It's huge. It's expansive, but as far as like their height goes, they're depth. They're not the tallest mountains that there are for sure, but there's a reason for that. It's because Appalachia's old as fuck.
So it's just like people, when they get older, they get shorter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
They got a little hunch in their back now.
They do. They do, those Appalachian Mountains. They got the old people hump going on. Yeah, no, they are. They're really fucking old. Appalachia is older than the rings of Saturn.
Wow.
It is. Appalachia is so fucking old that the part that's here in the United States is not the only part of Appalachia. It also exists across the pond from us.
Really?
Where the continents were one and they split apart. The Appalachian Mountains split into two.
Wow.
And we have shared custody of them with the rest
I never
of
thought about that, but that makes
the world.
sense.
Yeah. I mean, they are really, really old. And like a lot of really, really old things, old is creepy. We know that. Old things are creepy. It's just the way it is. No, but in all seriousness, because they're so fucking old, there's a lot of history there. Obviously, a lot of different cultures. That whole area, that whole region. I mean, that was the first region that was colonized, right, by white people.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a ton of stuff to discuss as far as just the age goes. But we're not going. I mean, we'll never get through this whole episode if we talk about literally everything. So I just want to talk about some things, right? We just want to give a little taste, and if we need to do a part 2 on Appalachia, which I'll be so for real with you, we probably could.
We could probably do several parts about Appalachia.
Yeah, well, because it's so expansive. I mean, it goes all the way up. I mean, it's all the way down to Georgia, right? All the way up the whole fucking East Coast, basically. There's some argument about what people consider Appalachian and not. Just like, in Ohio and our little area down there with the Pennsylvania, West Virginia border, they're not mountains, but it is the foothills of Appalachia.
Right.
So still very
that
much,
counts.
yeah, still very much a part of it. But again, people kind of keep drawing those lines, in the sand of what is and what isn't. Otherwise, it would just all be Appalachia. We got to draw a line somewhere. Which is understandable. But again, a lot of people don't necessarily agree on what that looks like, and that's okay. But even like the experts, agree that it is still an extremely expansive area that pretty much covers the entirety of the East Coast. So there is that. But let's talk about some of the things that you guys have heard about, and maybe some things that you have not heard about in Appalachia. Let's get into it. It is November now. A lot of people consider this kind of Mothman season, right? Lots of Mothman stuff going on. Lots of Mothman anniversaries, pretty much from the start of November until through Christmas is like Mothman time.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not like a long amount of time, but for a cryptid, it feels like it's a long amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these cryptids will have their day, right, or whatever here and there. But this is Mothman's time. He has Mothman season. So let's talk about him a little bit, because for whatever reason, you guys just do not get sick of hearing me talk about the Mothman, and that's fine.
Because you're the Mothman lady.
Mothman lady. Cassie said, "You are Mothman," and then like I had a revelation, and I was like, "Oh my god."
Right, like when I was doing my research for this episode, I completely skipped over the Mothman because I'm like, I'm just gonna let Asher do that.
That's her thing. She knows.
They're not gonna know anything new from me. That.
Oh man! So Mothman is very a very popular. It's the most popular weird fucking thing out of Appalachia. Let's be so for real.
Yeah.
It just is. If you don't know what Mothman is it your first time here? Oh, it might be. I won't judge you. But in case you don't know, the Mothman is a winged humanoid creature seen between November 1966 to December of 1967, mostly around the Ohio River Valley area. The Ohio River Valley area is obviously the immediate area surrounding the Ohio River, which borders West Virginia, Kentucky. It's pretty large. And Ohio, of course. Duh. So Mothman gained quite a bit of traction. Not so much during the time that it was happening. Now, it did gain some traction in the small communities like in ufology, for example, but people really, like, if you think people aren't into ufology now, like, people really weren't into ufology in the 60s. That was not really their thing, and that's fine. But it didn't really get super popular until, well, two things happened. Number one, John Keel came out with a book pertaining to his research about the topic in 1975, The Mothman Prophecies. And then a second thing happened. A big movie production decided to make a whole feature film about it by the same name, The Mothman Prophecies. And had Richard Gere in it, who I heard one time put a gerbil up his butt. Do
I
you remember
heard that too.
Remember people used to say that? Where'd that come from?
I don't know, but I remember it.
You know?
It's like something you can't forget.
Right. I mean, and nobody ever talks about that anymore.
I think it was back like during like when Runaway Bride was popular.
Just because? I mean,
I don't know. Let me Google it.
that like used to be a whole trope. I guess it's because we don't like dunk on people. Like jokes nowadays aren't punching down, right? And so the whole joke was like gay people would put gerbils in their butt, and that's not really
Right.
it's not a thing now. Like nobody ever talks about that. But while you Google it, that's what I think about.
The Richard Gere gerbil urban legend is a false rumor that he was admitted to the hospital to have a gerbil surgically removed from his rectum. It originated in the early 1980s and was spread through word of mouth and later the internet. The story has been thoroughly debunked by journalists and experts, and Greer himself has denied it, though the legend persists as a notorious example of a false celebrity rumor. So this rumor originated before we were even born.
Yeah, before Mothman Prophecies.
Yeah.
Come on now, people don't just make that up. That came from somewhere. Somebody somewhere put a fucking gerbil in their butt. I don't know if it was him or not for sure.
It
But
says, one version claimed that Mickey Rooney mentioned talk of gerbils while trying to recall Richard Gere's name on The Tonight Show, and host Conan O'Brien later used this as a catchphrase which helped to revive the myth.
oh wow, so Mickey Rooney was there, huh? See the one that
Yeah.
held the tube. Um,
How are you gonna find evidence? These people like trying to find like evidence to support it. Like that guy has so much money. You think there's gonna be any evidence of him going to the ER for a gerbil to get removed from his rectum?
Right, even if it did happen, right? I mean, that's but it was the 80s. I mean, things got crazy. Not that I support this. That's obviously animal cruelty. Don't be putting small animals in your butt. There's toys for that.
It says Richard Gere suspected Sylvester Stallone based on a history of animosity between them, but Stallone denies any involvement. So now Stallone's involved in gerbil.
Nobody just makes that. That's what I'm saying. Like this happened somewhere to somebody. Nobody just makes that up.
I can't. Wow. Okay.
And I'll be honest with you. 6 years of Mothman research. This is the first time I've ever brought this up. But
and you're gonna be amazed in the comments, like how many people remember this story. And it's going to be a rumor starting again because of this.
I mean, most of our listenership are people over the age of 40. You guys know.
Well, I'm saying, like, inadvertently, you just, like,
reignited
ruined Richard Gere's life again. Because the rumor's going to come back.
Well, if he wants to come on the show and talk about it, we'll have him on.
One of these, like, journalists is going to find something AI that's going to be, like, proof that he stuck a gerbil up his butt.
I'm sorry, Richard. You did a decent John Keel. His name wasn't John Keel in the movie, though. It was John Peel or something. I mean, it was very similar. I don't remember. Yeah, I've seen it. I just, Anyway, back to the Mothman saga. We got a lot to talk about. Maybe Mothman stuck the gerbil up there. I don't.
Maybe.
Gosh. But that's how it really gained a lot of notoriety. And there's some people that you guys have even heard me have on the show. How'd you get into this? And they pull inspiration from that film. because people were like, this is weird. So then, of course, they're like, wait, this is all based on a true story? Are you serious? So then they started seeking it out because nobody had ever really heard of it besides the locals, in that area. So what was happening at the time? People were definitely seeing some type of winged something, and that's exactly what some of the headlines called it, a something. Sometimes some people referred to it as a UFO bird. Some people referred to it as the man beast, of Point Pleasant or whatever. I mean, it just depends on who it was that saw it at the time. A lot of the reports came in, they kind of got lucky, and I say this a lot, is that they had people to report this to. We had Gray Barker at that time, West Virginia native, right? He was there doing research. We had John Keel that came down from New York to specifically come talk to people about this creature. I mean, they all had a safe place that they could go to report what they were experiencing in the area. It's not so much the Mothman himself that makes the Mothman stories strange. It is the happenings in the general area at that time that make it weird. And sadly, that's the part that a lot of people don't really know about. Like, that's not what you think of when you think of Mothman. You think of like Point Pleasant, which there was only a handful of sightings out of Point Pleasant. You think of the Silver Bridge collapse, right? And then it all stopped. Well, it didn't all stop after
That was the big one, though. That's why people remember that one.
That's what they remember. But what they like, the stuff they don't like, John Keel, he didn't just pull Point Pleasant out of his asshole like Richard Gere in a gerbil. He like the doctors at the medical center who helped Richard. And was like, I want to go there, but it's weird. No, he was a like I said, a journalist in New York. He was actually researching UFO sightings. Guess what? Along the Ohio River. It was happening at such a high rate. And then all of a sudden, people started reporting. Actually, the Injured Cold situation happened like 10 days before the famous Scarberry Mallet sighting happened. And while Keel was there talking to Woodrow Derenberg, or trying to talk to Woodrow Derenberg about this encounter, all the Mothman stuff starts popping off. And he's like, huh, interesting. So he's already there. I mean, he's not super close to the area, but it's about 40 miles or so. It's not far. And he goes and, come to find out, they weren't the only ones that had seen something. They were just the only ones that were publicized, which is the famous Mothman chase through the TNT area with the two young couples. That we just had an anniversary on. And then, like I said, people from all over start seeing this thing. People are seeing it, though, in Ohio, actually. People aren't going to believe me when I say this. Majority of Mothman reports at that time were from Ohio.
Right.
They were Ohio residents.
And Point Pleasant is like so close to Ohio. That one's kind of up in the air of where the Mothman actually could have been.
Right. I mean, it's literally right there.
Like when we went to the Mothman Festival, I literally crossed the Ohio Bridge like 3 times back and forth. So, I mean, maybe Mothman was confused too.
Right. It's like, where I'm trying. He's like, fucking, I'm trying to get to New Mexico, and here we are crossing this bridge over and over again. It's a fucking bridge. He can't see very well because he's a moth man, and so he keeps like running into the bridge on accident. That's why he collapsed it. He's like, fuck this bridge. In a rage, he destroyed it. But of course, Mothman gets tied into that unfortunate tragedy. I believe it was December 15th, 1967. The bridge leading from Ohio to West Virginia to Ohio, whatever, collapsed, killing, I think it was 46 people, maybe 48. I'm just pulling this all out of memory. You guys can call me out on my bullshit if you want to. I didn't write any of this down because, like Cassie said, I am Mothman, so I was there.
Yeah, I mean, I believe whatever you say anyways. If it's about Mothman or Injured Cold, yeah, you're right.
It's mostly right. So anyway, a bunch of people died. And, at that point in time, the media just kind of dropped the topic altogether. And that's where we get the whole, because even at the end of the movie, it's like Mothman was never seen again. And that's just not fucking true.
No.
But
his name was John Klein in the movie.
Oh, John Klein. Like I said, it was very similar.
So close.
It's John Gerbil. Jingleheimer Schmidt. Anyway, so what had happened was right before that point, there's nothing else going on there. It's a teeny tiny little town in West Virginia, and just those towns in general. There's no big business along that little border area. All those towns are just small towns with nothing going on. They're all talking about this moth creature. Or rather, again, they were all referring it to different names at the time that had nothing to do with Mothman. But when that bridge collapsed, that was big, big news. Of course, it's big news. It's, first of all, a fucking tragedy, right? Second of all, affected, almost everybody in town. Everybody knew somebody who knew somebody that was on the bridge or almost got on the bridge or was thinking about crossing the bridge that night, or that's what everybody was discussing at that time. So the moth mania that had previously been in the media, it just went away. But the sightings did not. They did not go away. As a matter of fact, these winged humanoids have been around forever. I mean, they've been around forever. John Keel initially titled the book Mothman Prophecies "The Year of the Garuda."
Ooh.
Yeah, that was the original name of the book. He did not go with that. I don't know why. I think Keel, honestly, he definitely fed into the Silver Bridge narrative because it was easy for him to kind of end that saga of his life. I mean, he didn't release that book until almost 10 years after the events. It was 75.
Well,
I think
yeah, and it's something that people aren't going to forget, so he
yeah,
pretty much
well,
had all the time in the world.
oh yeah, right. Nobody else was doing it.
Right.
Except for Gray Barker. He did put out his the Silver Bridge book, which is also a big contributor to the Silver Bridge mythos.
Mhm.
But the narrative that's kind of painted is that this thing shows up, it's a harbinger of some sort, and is warning people about the bridge, even though it's never seen anywhere near or on the bridge itself. He's the one that made it collapse. Or whatever, the case is. But none of that was actually true. But you notice the Garuda is something in an Indian mythos. And I'm not saying Indian as a racist. I'm saying Indian like in India. Okay. In America, they're Native Americans, and it's ridiculous that I have to point that out. But so many
It's
people,
so sad.
so many people use Native American culture and lore to feed their fire of stories, and we're gonna get that a lot in this episode, and we're gonna
A
talk about it.
lot.
We're going to talk about it. And I'm actually going to do it right now. As a matter of fact, the Algonquins had what they referred to as the flying head. And, of course, this predates whatever the fuck Point Pleasant was in the 1960s. They had a creature that was a big head with wings. So it was like a mass. Which a lot of people at the time of Mothman sightings, they either described a man or they described something that was penguin shaped. Like there's no in between. That's what it was.
Close.
And then we refer to it as an insect. Whatever. But that's what it was. But the Algonquins had kind of the more penguin shaped. It was a head with wings that would come and would show up whenever right before disaster struck.
Okay.
Which throws me off a little bit. I'll admit that there's a wrench in my idea because I don't buy the harbinger mythos, or at least I'd like to not. But I can't ignore the fact that winged humanoids and winged, oddly shaped winged beings have definitely been around for a very long time and still persist to this day. And if we didn't have any news this week, I would have told you guys another Mothman story. But here we are, and we had news. So sorry. Maybe
Right.
next
A
time.
lot of news.
A lot of news. There's no room for it. Yeah, so pretty much, I mean, what am I missing? That's Mothman, right? I mean,
Mhm.
what else do you want to know? He doesn't live in Appalachia. There's no Mothman nests. You're not going to find one. But it certainly put a scope on the area in general and has continued to make a resurgence to just kind of showcase the weird, because you can't get into Mothman without then recognizing the other high strangeness. That's how I got into Entered Cold.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
that goes right along together. I mean, but if
I
you start with one Appalachian cryptid, you immediately go into all the other ones.
You just get right into it, and it's unfair. I did not start this all, you guys, as a ufologist. I did not. I was not into that. I started it strictly from a cryptozoological perspective, but I did not have a choice but to shift gears into ufology because of all the high strangeness that was surrounding it. And you're like, oh, holy fuck.
You kind of have
Didn't
to like
realize.
do research in all the areas if you want
You
to
do.
study Mothman,
You do.
just because of like the location.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to have a little bit of everything. It is an endless rabbit hole that you will never get yourself out of. Um,
And you'll
and that's
never find the right answers.
well, and that's why, like I said, I can understand why Keel went the direction he did. It was a way to wrap it up because it will make you fucking crazy if you don't. Because it just never ends. So this was an easy way, and also he's a good storyteller. I mean, he
Mhm.
embellished the shit out of a lot of those sightings. And he could just wrap it up into a bow and go, okay, this is it. He was here for this, and now he's gone, and we don't have to worry about it anymore. I think Keel would shit a brick if he was still alive today, with all the Mothman sightings still happening. But
There's gonna be a sequel.
so that's Mothman for you. Let's get into kind of the whole reason why I wanted. Well, I don't know how many you have. I guess we could have compared notes that
I mean,
way.
we probably have a bunch of the same ones, to be honest.
I'll let you go. Well, you go ahead. Your turn. It's your turn.
Well, okay, since we're talking about the Mothman and humanoid bird-like creatures, have you heard of the Raven Mocker?
I have. Yeah, that's a good
Okay.
one.
So the Raven Mocker is a bird-esque cryptid originating from indigenous stories. So this one does go back to Native Americans, not India.
Not
Not
Indians, Native
India,
Americans.
right? It is a shapeshifter with black feathers and white eyes. So unlike the Mothman, this one has white eyes. It's over 7 feet tall. Most sightings have been in Virginia, and if someone sees it, it's also considered a bad omen, and tragedy will affect the viewer's life. So, but instead of like, how do I want to put it, like natural or surrounding things that happen, like the Raven Mocker brings it onto the viewer itself. It can make itself look like a normal human, and it does this to eat the person's heart. It's able to feed off the hearts without causing any physical trauma, and it usually preys on people who are already dying, and sometimes it just consumes the essence of the dying person without consuming their hearts, and it does that to strengthen itself so it can go on living. So yeah, the Raven Mocker, another flying humanoid folklore of Appalachia.
Absolutely, it is mostly. That's mostly a Cherokee
Yes,
thing.
and there's a lot of Cherokee folklore in Appalachia.
There definitely, yeah, definitely is. I was gonna go through and list all the Appalachian tribes, but I was like, you know what? We're not doing all that.
We could probably like make episodes just on the specific tribes and their folklore.
Yeah, in their general areas. But we're definitely
Right.
going to talk about a mix of different ones because I mean, that's where a lot of the stuff comes from. But yeah, that is primarily a Cherokee belief with the Raven Mocker. It is a really interesting, a really nasty fella. It's not your friend.
No, I mean it reminds me of Poe in the Telltale Heart for some reason. Like I don't know why.
Well, I mean, the Raven.
Right, in the
And
heart.
heart. Yeah, in heart.
I'm pretty simple when it comes to like
That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, I love that. My favorite part of it is like, and there's a lot of like indigenous stories that are like this. Like the way to defeat a raven mocker is to know that it's a raven mocker.
really.
Yeah, because a lot of times you can't actually see it because it's a spirit and it's like
Oh,
invisible.
okay, yeah.
So if you can see it and you be like, "Oh, I see you," and it's like, "Oh, I'm dead." It's so ridiculous, but that's what it is. I mean, there's different rituals and things like that they'll do to try to bring forth the Ravenwalker into like our field of vision, but like if you happen to be somebody who's gifted enough to be able to see it, like you're revered because obviously you can stop it in its tracks before it's able to attack whoever its target is. But yeah, that's what it is. It's like, you're like, oh, I see you, and it's like, you can see me, and then it
Right?
dies and of shock, I guess. I don't know.
It's like one of those fainting goats.
Yeah. It just dies.
But like, so like the Mothman, the difference of the folklore and like the cryptids and stuff, the Mothman has sightings. Like when it comes to the Cherokee legends and folklore and other tribes, you're not going to get a bunch of like dates and people's names and sightings because it's just kind of stories that they tell the generations. Usually it has a cautionary like theme for it to like protect children or something, but yeah, I don't know about the Ravenmocker. Does it have any cautionary tale to it?
I don't think, I think it's more of a, because sometimes these are just really, explanations for things that are happening that we don't really understand. And so I think, it definitely could be something that covers sickness.
Right? Like when the white people came over and brought all the sickness with them and
Yeah.
people were just dying. Like it's a Ravenmocker.
The Ravenmocker was just a white guy.
Right? They had a heart attack. It's a Ravenmocker.
I'd be the Ravenmocker. Yeah. So, and sometimes that's all it is. I don't know. That's a good question. There could be a lot of times with like Native American stories. They'll also have like these entities mixed into their general lore. For the Algonquins, the dog comes from a story involving the Wendigo, which we can talk about briefly. But let me tell you guys this: the Wendigo is not specific to Appalachia.
No.
A lot of people think it is, and there's a reason why, and I'll that's my next point here. But it's not. It's Algonquin. It's northern, very northern. Cold climates and things like that. But the story of the Wendigo and the first dog. Two men were out on their boats, fishing or whatever men did at the time, and they had sprung a leak on their boat, and a giant came and approached them and was like, hey, you need some help with that boat? And they're like, yeah, we sure do. And so the giant drags the boat off with them and takes them back to his giant huts. And a Wendigo knocks on the door and is like, hey, y'all, you really shouldn't be hanging out. This is a giant. Like, you guys can't hang out with him. He's going to eat you. And the giant's like, no, y'all, that's a Wendigo. He's going to eat you. Don't listen to him. And the men are like, what do we do? What do we do? Well, there's a bowl laying on the home of the giant, that the giant, it's face down, and the giant lifts it up, and underneath it pops a dog, and it chases off the Wendigo. And I guess because of that, and these people, they had never seen a dog before, because it chased off the Wendigo, obviously they knew that the giant was safe, and the giant further proved it by then giving them his dog.
All right.
And so is the story of the first dog. But they have a lot of these little stories and stuff where these are kind of characters in a play. It's like a sitcom almost.
I was just thinking that whole time, like, wow, that's a polite Wendigo. It knocked on the door.
Right. Wow. It's like
It's like, hey, y'all.
it's like the gingerbread man story, where the fox keeps eating him, or where the fox eats him. Get higher, get closer to my nose. And the gingerbread man's like, cool, I will. I'll do that. I trust you. And then you can't trust the fox,
Oh, Lord.
Anyway, okay, so the Wendigo, I mentioned that. It's not Appalachian. And I know you're disappointed in hearing that, folks, but a lot of the times the Wendigo gets confused with another creature that is fairly new in Appalachian culture, sort of. And that's the knot deer. The whole entire reason for this episode is because I wanted a chance to talk about the knot deer. Not just talk about it, I wanted a chance to research the knot deer. I really didn't have any reason not to. I've only ever received one report of a really strange looking deer in my whole career, personally. But I've read more. What is a knot deer? Well, it's not a deer. I can tell you that.
I thought it was a deer, though.
It's not a deer. It's not one. What do you call a deer with no eyes?
What?
No idea. What do you call a deer with no eyes and no legs?
I don't know what.
Still no idea.
Shut up.
Aren't you glad you listen to this podcast every week for gems like that? No, let's get into the not deer. Basically they are deer, but they're off in some type of fashion or form. Sometimes
You just like blew my mind so much because I literally thought I was wrong, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, am I an idiot? Because I said it is a deer, and you're like, no, it's not, and I'm like, what?
not deer. It's in the name. That's okay. It is confusing.
Come on, we've actually talked about this before.
Is it a deer or is it not a deer? I'm so lost. It's a very strange deer where people assume that it's probably not a deer. It's very similar to another one that we're going to talk about that's not Appalachian, the skinwalker. Okay.
Yeah.
Skinwalkers take the shape of regular animals, and usually they're kind of caught or found out because those regular everyday animals are behaving strangely, or there's just something that's simply off about them. And a lot of times that's what you get with the not deer. So deers, their eyeballs, so they're like on the side of their head, right? A not deer would have eyeballs that are closer together facing forward. So it looks
It kind
stupid.
of looks just like a cartoon character of a deer.
Yeah, it can. Or sometimes it has multiple limbs, right? It doesn't have 4 legs; it has 6. Sometimes it is behaving strangely, like standing up on its hind legs. Now, deer can stand up on its hind legs,
But they
they're-
choose not to for a long period of time.
right. There's a story that I had heard from a decently reputable source that said that they were really freaked out because they were hiking to their camping spot one night, and they were going through the path during their hike, and a fucking deer crossed the path strictly on its hind legs.
Yeah, that would scare me too, because
Scare the
I mean,
shit
I
out
live
of
in the middle of the woods and I see deer all the time, and they'll like jump back on their hind legs and they'll be up for a second, but they're not just taking a stroll on 2
And
legs
that's a lot of, and they're fucking
bipedally.
big. Right, the deers are big motherfuckers, they're not small.
Right.
That I would, not would have a mess on my hands because I would shit my fucking pants. I would be gone. But again, that's unusual behavior. It's not unusual for deer to get on their hind legs. They do it a lot. They're able to, but for them to like walk on their hind legs, this person said that it was running across the path on 2 legs.
That'd be so funny to see, though.
It would be
Can
hilarious.
you imagine that?
Their front legs are probably flopping around. Like they don't work. I mean, that's the only case I can think of. There's like 2-legged dogs that like, they now just use their back legs, and then their front legs are just like useless.
Right.
And it's hilarious. It's cute. It's
Mhm.
hilarious. Why couldn't that happen with the deer? Why couldn't it adapt? I mean, it probably wouldn't live very long, but not long enough to get 7 foot tall, in a lot of these cases. So again, and a lot of times with not deer, there's just something.
Is that 7 feet tall, like on your hind legs, or 7 feet tall, like in normal position?
Can you imagine one that's 7 feet tall on 4 legs? That's on 2 now?
Whoa, you look what we're talking about.
Right, fucking big ass deer. Either way, I don't want to see a deer doing no shit like that.
Mm-mm.
I'm good. And I would probably assume, some type of demonic force or possession or terrible spirit or something as well. Because who wouldn't? But the not deer term seems to have only just now made its appearance as recent as 2019. This is kind of a new thing. And I had always heard people talk about it like it's a hoax, or like the rake. The
Right.
rake is a creepypasta. It's not real. So is it completely made up like that? I would say yes and no. I think that people do have weird encounters with deers. that maybe make them feel uneasy, either because they're doing something weird, they have a deformity, or whatever the case is. And that makes people feel some type of way, but I don't think they ever thought to give it a name until not deer. And I think with the inclusion of the not deer, people have also taken that and written horror stories that aren't real and have fake sightings and, stuff like that. That's kind of pushed it a little over the edge. But I don't think it's fair to write it off completely.
No, and with all the diseases out there and stuff, like they were calling them zombie deer for a while, like that makes sense.
Well, and I was going to mention that the chronic wasting
Yeah.
syndrome, is a prion disease that deers get. That it's fucked up. Like,
It's
Google it.
bad.
Like, it's fucked up. And if I saw that in the woods, I would be terrified.
Please run the other way if you see that in the woods, because it's not good for you.
No, it's not. Stay the fuck away. And we don't know what it's. I mean, people be eating that deer meat of the zombie deer, and it's not good for you. Don't do that.
No.
Leave that deer alone. You'll
It's
get a
not a
different
TikTok
one.
challenge. Let it be.
No. You're not going to win $1,055 from China for for eating it. But it is interesting. Like I said, there are definitely reports that do seem, like I said, credible and weird. And is there something to it potentially? In Appalachia, kind of the whole idea is that if it's strange, it is a spirit of some kind, not necessarily demonic, but some type of spirit in some form or fashion that you shouldn't fuck with.
Mm-hmm.
Is the idea. So it's the idea. That's the idea. All right, I'll stop with that. Go ahead. What's yours? Go on.
Okay, so while you're doing the not deer and they're all crazy and not deer, like maybe they had a run-in with the Appalachian chupacabra, and that was like the side effects from like a bite or something.
Oh my gosh. Let's hear about the Appalachian chupacabra.
Basically, it's just a descendant of immigrant chupacabras from elsewhere in the Americas. So, same as any other chupacabra you probably heard about. This one resides in West Virginia in the Appalachia. It stands on 4 legs. It's 4 feet tall when measured from the shoulders to the ground. So, I don't know who did the measuring.
Right.
No idea. I don't have names or anything, but somebody obviously measured a chupacabra from the shoulders to the ground. I don't know. Its back is just like a row of spines. Has a pig snout, huge fangs, and has talons like on the big scary birds that go after prey. It has been reported, and this is where my conspiracy comes in. It has been reported that deer bodies are found with fang marks and have been drained of blood. What if the chupacabra didn't fully kill one of them? And then this is what happens. Like, I don't know. I've never asked a deer. I don't know if they tell me, but I don't know if they believe in chupacabras or not. But, it's there. They are believed to run in packs. And then the myth on top of this myth is that some people believe Bigfoot uses them as hunting hounds.
What?
So it's
Hold on.
basically Bigfoot's pack of hellhounds doing his dirty work.
Who says that? The person that measured it?
It didn't give me names. I'm just saying
That's what they say.
that there are a group of people out there measuring chupacabras, and I don't know, like
And they know all
watching
about
Bigfoot use them as hunting hounds.
I love to think that Bigfoot has pets.
I can
Good
see
for
like
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot just in some camo in one of his little tree huts, using it as a hunting blind and sicking the hellhounds out to get them.
Bigfoot's
Good job,
hungry.
Leroy.
Go get me that deer, boy.
Get back here. Don't get close to them, not deer.
Them not deer, not good. Oh my god. Well, there is definitely lots of Bigfoot in Appalachia.
Yeah, and lots of different names for them.
Lots of different names for
Depending on
Bigfoot.
which part of Appalachia you're pointing to, it has a
Gosh,
different name.
he sure does. But interesting, Appalachian chupacabra. It bears a resemblance to another one that's kind of in the area. I didn't really talk about because I didn't have the time to do it justice. But like phantom kangaroos.
Ooh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I
that's one
forgot
that's
about those.
yeah, that's pretty. I mean that was a big popular one for a long time. It's not really something that's around much
Mhm.
nowadays, but very similar description as far as what they look like. I could see those two getting mixed up, or maybe they're Appalachian chupacabras, or maybe Appalachian chupacabras are phantom kangaroos. I don't know. I don't know what came first, but
I like to think of it better if Bigfoot has a pack of Appalachian chupacabra phantom kangaroos with him searching for
yeah, yeah, for
animals.
for food. Yeah, haven't. Why not? And all those people that go missing there, obviously, they're victims of Bigfoot's tribe of Appalachian kangaroos.
He's
I
the
don't know.
ringleader.
That makes total sense. That's certainly a lot more plausible than like what bobcats in the area doing the killings. No way.
Right.
No way. They don't do that. Gosh. Sucking blood. They don't have sharp fangs to sink their teeth into the necks of their victims. Come on.
There's so many animals in Appalachia that could just kill you. Like, why?
So many. So many. Well, speaking of one that probably absolutely does hold some weight here, we'll talk about the alien big cats in that area. They
Yeah.
do have bobcats in that general vicinity, but a lot of people report seeing cougars or panthers.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know? A lot of people do not know this. Did you know that there's no such thing as a black panther?
For real?
For real? No, this is real. Yeah, this is. I'm not doing a bit. No, that is true. There's no such thing as a black panther. Panthers are black. They're melanistic versions of cougars, jaguars, and I think cheetahs, or maybe leopards also. They're just the black version of like a cougar is a panther. So
Okay.
saying Black Panther is really redundant, and when you say that, you're actually talking about the activist group and not black cats.
What if I'm talking about Waganda?
You might be, yeah. I mean,
I like Marvel.
that's fine. I'm just saying, if you say Black Panther, people will get confused because there are no Black Panthers. Yeah, no, that's just a little fun fact for you.
So you just
Um,
call them panthers because they're always black?
they're always black. Yeah, all panthers are black. There's no such thing as any other color of panther because it means that they are a melanistic version of one of three big cats. Yep.
Gotcha. That
Yep.
makes sense.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So
I
no
was,
more.
was one of those things where I was about to like hit myself again because I was wrong. Like, no, there's Black Panther. Okay, I get it.
But that's the way. Like, if you have an area like Appalachia that reports having like some type of breeding population of cougar, but they also have a breeding population of panther. Well, they probably have both because it's the same animal. It's just different color variants of that
Right.
animal.
Okay.
Um, but even the bobcats. So again, a lot of people report seeing giant cats in the area. As a matter of fact, I've seen one. I saw one. I saw it on the side of the road on the way into West Virginia. We all saw it. Me and Potato Ann and Will and Sherry and probably Thom saw it as well. It was dead. It was dead on the side of the road. We were driving down the highway. I think we were just about to hit the West Virginia border. We were still in Ohio, and sure enough, there's a fucking cougar on the side of the road. And its back, the way that it was laying, its back was turned towards us. So,
Mhm.
and just like tan fur, you're like, oh dear, because you see that a lot.
Right.
But like underneath of it, like between the body and the road, there was a paw, like a visible paw sticking out.
Mm.
And we're like, what the fuck? And we drove past it. It is a fucking cougar. And one of my biggest regrets in life is that we did not stop. But we were on the highway. Like you can't
Right.
just pull over on the highway. Um, But they claim that there is no breeding population of these cats in that area, but people beg to differ. I mean, they're it's probably one of the most unsexy cryptids out there because it's just a regular animal. It's in an area where they say that there shouldn't be. There used to be cougars all across all of the United States, but now they're primarily on the West Coast because we have hunted them so severely. But the chances of there being still big cats in the area, I mean, that's pretty good. It's one of those cryptids that is probably real.
Oh yeah, like why couldn't it, I don't know, breed somewhere else and make its way to there again? Like how did it happen in the first place?
Right. If we didn't kill them all and they started breeding again, I mean, here we are. They just
That's
haven't
what
gotten out of the
happens.
population. Right. I mean, that's just what it is. But there's definitely are bobcats. And, I want you guys to stop this episode. Go on YouTube real quick and go pull up cat sounds. Go pull up bobcat sounds or even cougar sounds. Okay.
They are horrific.
It is. Oh, my home assistant was talking to me. She had a lot to say about it. Um, I don't know if you guys heard that or not.
I did. I was like, "Oh, your daughter?"
She doesn't know how to help me with it. That's fine. I didn't ask. Okay. But no, really, if you go on there and you listen to these sounds, it is really horrifying. It's like a mix between a devastated woman and the angriest toddler you've ever heard in your life.
Yes.
Like it is scary. And if you were out in the middle of the woods at night and you hear that shit, it is horrifying.
Even if you know what it is and you hear it, you don't want to hear it.
Well, shit, even if you know what it is and you're out there and you're like, oh, fuck, that's right. There's big cats out here and I'm out here. What am I doing? Because they will eat you. One of the scariest videos I ever saw was a man being like fucking sized up by a cougar.
Oh, was it the one he was hiking and he it followed him through the whole trail?
Yeah. And he's like walking backwards.
Yeah.
And she's fucking bluff charging him and shit. And she's not letting up. Yeah. And I'm like, that is like genuinely the most terrifying thing I've ever seen in my life.
That is the luckiest man alive.
Yeah. Yeah. She chose not to let him have a bad day that day. Like that was certainly a choice because his skull would have been gone if she wanted it to be. Because they'll fuck you up. I mean, that is a lot of the things out in the woods that are dangerous is just shit we already know about, you guys.
Right.
It really is. And that's one of them. And it's especially dangerous when you have all of the wildlife communities stating that they don't exist out there. Bullshit. Stop putting people in danger. Fuck. That's one of those things. I didn't even put those on my list. I just wanted to talk about how terrifying they sound. Just because a lot of things that we hear about in Appalachia are the noises in the woods, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll kind of segue into that and kind of some of the more folklore things that you hear about a lot. One of the things that you hear about a lot, don't look into the trees. Don't look up at the trees while you're in the woods. If you hear your name in the woods, no, you didn't. And if you hear whistling in the woods, no, you didn't. Never respond. Yeah. Never go out into the woods when there's whistling or your name being called. Or don't look into the trees because you never know what you might find. You never know what might look back at you. And what are these things? I really wanted to get into that. Like, what happens? What's whistling out there? Like, what's calling your name? What creature are they stating that it is? There doesn't really seem to be an answer to that. It just seems that nobody's ever, for one, nobody's ever been brave enough to go check it out and figure it out. Or for two, if they have, they've never come back.
Right. It's just a Appalachian superstition.
Yeah. This is a cautionary tale. Don't do it. I've never been out there and heard anything like that before. Thankfully, but I don't know. I would, just from what I know, I probably wouldn't respond.
Right. Like in my research, it just says whistling at night can attract spirits or the devil.
Can you imagine that? You're just out there on your porch in the Appalachian Mountains and you're just whistling a little tune and all of a sudden the fucking devil is like, "Hey man, what's up? You called?" You're like, "No, I was just whistling happy birthday to myself. Like, it's my birthday."
Right. And you just look at them and be like, "At least the Wendigo knocked."
Right. You just walk up here like some fucking potential renter in Amish country, Ohio. What's wrong with you? No manners. No wonder why they call you the devil.
Right? Charlie, I need your help.
They will definitely shoot you in Appalachia. No ifs, ands, or buts. I don't care. They don't
Right.
care if you are the devil. Don't go to their house unless you're invited. So yeah, that was my one of my things.
Okay. We'll keep it with cats. Wampus cat or Cherokee
Ooh.
cat.
Ooh, yeah.
Both interchangeable, known as the same thing. Another Cherokee legend. Just a huge cat-like animal, basically spotted in West Virginia in the mountains. It says they can be 4 times larger than the biggest mountain lion, which would be estimated at 600 pounds or up to 600 pounds. It, again, accused of death in animals and death of humans in the region. They stink. It says they stink. They smell like skunk and a wet dog and whatever cross between and that nasty smell. Yeah, I don't like when my dog is wet. He smells disgusting, especially because there's so much hair on him.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, and a skunk, I mean, I'm used to that out here. Do I like it? No, but I think I'd take it over wet dog smell.
That's fair.
Right? It says it has green eyes, huge claws, and they are exclusive because they are so fast and can shapeshift into a woman whenever desired.
Yeah, it's a woman. There's actually a whole story behind the Wampus cat and kind of how she came to be. I don't remember what her situation was. Um, but she doesn't like men at all.
Yeah.
That is, one of her things. So if you're a man in the woods, that's one pussy you want to stay away from. You don't want to go near stinky pussy. Okay, that's
the giveaway right there. If it stinks, you don't want it.
stay away from it.
That might save your life. Just remember that.
I am a little surprised that the Wampus cat has not had more of a popularity boost because there's not a lot of feminine figures in this type of situation, and you would think that she would be a good icon for the women into the topic, but I guess it just goes to show how many women are into this stuff. Not many.
Oh, that's so sad if you put it that way.
It's true. I know. I go to these things.
They did do not that this is true or anything, but they did do a whole kind of in their Tigart Valley series, one of the years on Mountain Monsters, they did a bunch about the Cherokee cat.
Interesting. Did they catch it?
No, they didn't catch it.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they allegedly did. It's Mountain Monsters.
No, they never. I don't think they allegedly caught anything except for that Hogzilla, but it was just a really big hog they caught.
Which is basically what Hogzilla is.
Yeah.
Those big old hogs. That's one that nobody talks about anymore, actually. Which is unfortunate, because why not?
Because
Big
they caught
piggies.
it on Mountain Monsters.
Fucking Mountain Monsters ruins everything.
In one of Bill and Willie's traps, they done caught Hogzilla.
Did they eat it?
I didn't show them eat it.
Oh. Well, it's probably delicious.
I mean, it's 5 mountain boys catch a hog in the woods. You think they ate it?
Yeah.
Right?
I do. Well, in similar cat-like fashion, we'll talk about another folkloric creature, the talipo.
Ooh, I forgot about the talipo.
This is a very interesting story. It is definitely more of a cautionary tale. There's not really sightings of this thing. But as the story goes, a hunter was out and about one day and he caught a magnificent creature. And he decided, man, that tail sure looks delicious. And he cuts off the tail of this creature and eats it. And it was, speaking of eating things in the woods, I guess, delicious. But he let the creature go, ultimately. And so after that had happened, the man goes back to his cabin. He's got 3 dogs. And on the very first night he's back into his cabin, the talipo comes back. And it wants its tail. And it's demanding its tail from the man. And he goes, "Oh, fuck you, bitch. I got dogs." And he sicks one of his dogs on it. Well, the dog does chase away the creature, but the dog does not come back. So night 2 happens. And here comes the creature again. I want my tail. And he's like, oh, really? Well, I got something for you. And he sends out second dog. And the dog goes chasing after the creature, and it does, again, chases off the creature, but it doesn't come back. Third night, same thing. Wash, rinse, repeat. I want my tail. Yeah, I heard that before. Here's this dog. Dog takes off. Dog does not come back. So what happens on the fourth night, do you think? Does this man and the creature have a big battle and the man wins? Of course not. The creature comes, and with no dogs to protect him any longer, it eats him. And that's the story. And this is, like I said, basically more of a cautionary tale of like why you should be nice to animals in the woods. And I love that. It's a fun one, but this one has actually been like more integrated into pop culture, but some people kind of refer it in different ways. I think it was featured in Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, which is popular. But it's like, it's one of those things. It's like Ichabod Crane, right? And the Headless Horseman.
Right.
It's one of those stories that you tell for the kids. And I like it. I think it's, wholesome. Good for you, creature.
I'm gonna go back to Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark and reread those.
I think that would be neat.
It would be.
I think that would be a fun venture for you.
Those were always fun, when you were little. They kind of did scare you, but...
Oh, yeah, the covers were always horrifying.
Mm-hmm.
That was... I mean, you were like, oh my god, what's that? I need to read it as a weird kid, of course.
Right?
The movie wasn't good, though.
No, not at all.
That was really bad. They need to do, instead, like a dedicated anthology and go through the stories that way. With, like, obvious cuts.
Oh, okay.
Wouldn't that make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why the fuck they didn't do that to begin with.
Huh.
But they didn't.
So if they didn't, think what book I just bought. It was something. I think it was R.L. Stine, though. He did like an adult, like couple horror things they put into one book. I bought the book. I haven't read it yet. Because Goosebumps was awesome.
Yeah, that was my shit. I was a Goosebumps kid.
Right.
The ones where you got to choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my shit. Mm-hmm. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more.
1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5.
Okay. I'll let you go ahead.
Okay. Smoke wolves. Do you have smoke wolves?
I do not.
Okay. Another Cherokee legend. They are wolves with black wolves with glowing red eyes. They're able to turn into smoke whenever they want. So this is how they evade capture in photography, because they're just smoke. Responsible for the deaths of livestock and lost people, like everything else in the woods has been. It has a demonic howl-like scream. And the only way to keep it from mauling something is to rattle chains as it approaches. So you just scare the dog and it goes away, pretty much, with a loud noise.
You get like a can with some pennies in it.
Like it says chains, but I don't necessarily know if it has to be chains.
Somebody's like, well, chains worked. Yeah, let's do chains from now on.
And from my last one, I'm just... Most sightings and investigations are linked to paranormal research groups. Most recently, the Ames team, which is mountain monsters. I get a lot of my investigative research from Wild Bill, as you can see. But there are actual wild wolves, red wolves and gray wolves, historically in the Appalachians, but were hunted nearly to distinction in the wild. But there is a small amount of red wolves in northeastern North Carolina still. So these, they probably don't turn into smoke, but there probably could be wolves still out there.
Well, but it sounds very similar to like hellhound lore.
Yeah.
So and that's something that is old as fuck. You ever heard of the Black Shuck? That motherfucker's old.
Right, and it's a Cherokee legend, so it's probably their form of the hellhounds.
Right, it's old as fuck. I think that there is, I know you guys know I'm more skeptical. I think there's something to these strange phantom dogs. I do. I don't know why. It's always been around. If even one of those stories is true, it means it's real.
Right. Exactly.
I'm sold on that. I dig it.
That's one I could believe in too. Like, I mean, some people might say they're like cautionary tales, but no, I mean, that's I can get on board with that one.
I get scared by chains. I mean, that's very canine-like behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Rattle some chains at your dog, yeah, they're gonna freak out.
Right.
You're like, yeah, no thanks, getting out of here. They're gonna shoot you with your own shotgun.
Right. Dogs be crazy nowadays.
You gotta watch that shit. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. That's a good one though.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. Moving on to, I kind of have a two-parter, sort of, and that is Sheep Squatch.
Go for it.
Man, I love Sheep Squatch. It sounds so fucking goofy. You're like, no way that's real, right? It sounds so fucking stupid. Okay, you're like, absolutely, that's not a thing. But it very well could be a thing. Sheep Squatch is a giant. It's really up for debate on what it is. There are some reports that it's like a Bigfoot, but sheep version instead, with white fur and giant ram horns on the top of its head. Some people have actually referred to it as a primate with ram horns. Other people have referred to it as being a giant sheep that's a quadruped, not bipedal, but on all fours, just a huge sheep. So there are different tales of the sheep squatch, but a lot of times people also mix it into the lore of the white thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Alabama has a white thing, but that's white, that's thing with an A. This is the white thing, primarily in West Virginian lore, but the white thing is very, very interesting. There was actually a white thing sighting reported in the TNT area in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. They refer to it as the white thing because it appears as various different types of creatures that are, well, guess what? They're whites. Sometimes they are big cats. That is the sighting that took place in the TNT area, was a giant white cat creature. Sometimes in the form of a bipedal sheep. Sometimes in the form of dogs. Dogs seem to be kind of the more popular one, some type of white canine in that area that seems otherworldly to a degree. But a lot of people kind of seem to agree or accept the fact that the white thing itself is a shapeshifter. So very interesting stuff.
I also found for the white thing, there's a lot that have been concentrated in Pennsylvania, and they have earned them the nickname the Pennsylvania White Bigfoot.
Yeah, well, exactly. So there is a very, I was gonna say very famous, but let's be real here. We're talking about Bigfoot. There's a well-known video of allegedly a Bigfoot caught in Pennsylvania that shows what would appear to be a white Bigfoot. And what's interesting about it is like this predates AI. It doesn't really predate, editing and costumes, of course. But when you look at the footage itself, like it would be hard to fake. Like that would be one impressive costume because it had like so it's shot in the dark and there's like this camera. You can Google it, Pennsylvania White Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm.
But it's shot in the dark, and so you see like a flashlight focused on the trees and stuff with a camera, and then it pans and you see a great shot of the face of this thing, and it looks relatively up close, and it's definitely what a white Bigfoot. But like the eyes are like reflective on it.
Okay.
So like I said, that would have been very impressive for the time being. But yeah, some people do attribute that to the white thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of white thing sightings around.
A lot of white things. And only white things. Things in Alabama, which in Alabama it is a Bigfoot.
Yes.
It's a white Bigfoot. How does Bigfoot keep his fur so white?
Just like Myra Mare keeps her white shirt so light in Expedition Bigfoot.
Right? No way. No fucking way you're out there in the woods for real. Don't lie to people.
They share the same secret.
They're like, I use Tide to go. And then
Right, Tide
it's an
sticks.
ad. It's a fucking ad placement. Oh, that's gotta
That
be
would be, man. Like Jerky made so much money off of Sasquatch, like Jack Link's Jerky, Tide should come up with something like that.
For the white thing? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm right. Different every commercial, it's a different creature. Yeah, for sure.
Come on, Tide, be creative.
It's a fucking
Who cares about cold water wash? Let's do it.
it's a horrifying canine chasing down a person and there's blood splatter all over it, and it's like, oh, no big deal. I have my white to go pen or white tide, white tide to go, whatever it's called. Or spray and wash, right? You could do it with spray and wash.
Yeah.
Mom, you got blood all over again. No big deal. We have spray and wash.
Right? Like
OxyClean.
in the Lizzie Borden house. You got blood everywhere again.
Lizzie. What? If you just pop it in with some OxyClean and then Lizzie turns around, Billy Mays here. I miss him. I wish he was still around. Rest in peace, Billy Mays. You can tell we're running out of steam because we're getting real loopy. That's okay.
Yeah, it's been a long day.
Makes it
Going
fun.
into an early morning.
You know, I'm just saying, we can come up. If you guys need writers for your commercials, we got you.
Right? Make sure we're tired.
We got you. We're here for it. All right, your turn. Passing the buck.
How about Old Slewfoot?
Ooh. Go ahead. Yeah.
Old Slewfoot lives in the mountains of North Carolina. He is a bear-like creature. Hunters have tried to capture it, but guess what? They might have. I mean, I got a story.
Okay.
It travels so fast that the dogs can't even keep up with its whereabouts. And Slewfoot is a southern nickname for devil. There hasn't been any reported recent sightings, but old Slewfoot legends track back to the 1800s. But in the 1950s, there was a bear caught in a claw trap on Balsam Mountain. However, the animal gnawed its leg off to get away before the hunters checked the trap. This set off a monumental search for old Slewfoot that resulted in the slaying of a three-legged bear-like animal. Was it old Slewfoot that gnawed its own leg off? Maybe. I mean, that's a pretty gnarly bear to gnaw its own leg off.
Is he still Slewfoot if he only has one foot? Did he gnaw off his slew foot? What's that mean?
Slew means devil.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You said that. So did he gnaw off his devil foot? Or did he gnaw off his not devil foot? It's like idle hands, but your foot and
Right.
you're a bear.
Does he have 2 feet or does he have 4 feet? Like, what is that technically?
Well, bears have I think bears have 4 feet, yeah.
All right, so he's got 3 of them left.
And they're all the devil.
Maybe he had like a 1 1/4 chance of getting the devil foot. Maybe he missed it.
Okay, good point. I'll take that. Oh, poor Slewfoot. So he's just huge? He's just a huge bear?
Huge bear. That's wow, I'm going crazy right now. It says bear-like creature, so I don't know if it has other qualities of other animals too.
Well, I think normal bears don't have like devilized feet.
I mean, it didn't say it had hooves though.
Well, that's fair. It seems to be a barefoot. Is there a picture of the foot?
No.
What the fuck? This is 1950s. They had cameras in the 1950s.
I mean, it got like trapped in one of those claw traps, so what the story is pointing to is that it had a claw. I don't know.
And one claw.
Mm-hmm. Maybe 1 claw and 3 hooves. I'm not really sure.
Okay, that's fine.
Sometimes there's not a lot of description about these things.
I'll take it.
It's
Slewfoot.
kind of up to your own imagination.
It has a really fun name.
It does, and that's why I picked it.
That's really fun. I've never heard of this one before. That's a new one for me.
Yeah, and it's Ole, like OLE, not old, Ole.
Oh, Slewfoot. Yeah, it is. Oh,
Yeah.
there's an E, right? Not
Yes.
apostrophe.
No apostrophe. No, it's Ole.
Slewfoot. SLEW. If you guys want to look
Yes.
into that one, that's a cool one. Wow, I like that. That's a good one.
All right, what you got? What you got?
Oh gosh, going into the Brown Mountain Lights. The Brown Mountains are located in North Carolina, obviously. The Brown Mountain Lights date back to like the 1700s. So basically, what's happening is there is some phenomena where you can go to a very specific spot in this area and you can see strange orbs in the sky.
I want to go so bad.
Me too. Me too. It definitely is something that it's like the Marfa lights. People don't talk about the Marfa lights anymore.
No.
You know, why? What's wrong? I mean, whatever. But it is a phenomena that, I mean, it does happen. Like, if you go there, you will see these lights.
Right. It's a very achievable thing to do if you want to get it off your bucket list. Like, just go.
Like, you will go and you will see the lights. Like, it is a thing. It's not like, oh, if you knock 3 times and spin around on your head, you'll see them. No, like, you will see them. There have been a lot of different nowadays people say that there is a very reasonable explanation for these lights. Actually, that explanation dating back even as recent as the 1912s, people believe that what people are seeing are just train lights or car lights or some type of atmospheric, reflection that's going on. But there is, there does seem to be some type of explanation. The fact that there's so many of them, though, makes me feel like they're not confident in that answer.
I'm not confident in that answer.
I'm going to believe it's aliens. Because fuck you. That's why. But, of course, a lot of people experience other strange, high strangeness in that general area. You usually do in the mountains. The mountains are fucking weird. And you're in Appalachia. And probably old Slewfoot's hanging out watching the lights with you. And that's weird to just be hanging out with a bear watching these mystery lights,
Right?
Strange thing.
A 3-legged bear.
3-legged bear, yeah. You're going to be like, so is that the Slewfoot or that one? Or he'd be like, I lost it back in the 1950s. Got it caught in a bear trap. That's my Slewfoot impression. Old Slewfoot impression.
Like Cocaine Bear.
Oh man, I love Cocaine Bear.
That movie was awesome.
So good. I knew Cocaine Bear before it was a movie.
Well, yeah, you went to see it.
I did. I went to see it, and everybody's like, "What? What's this?" And I'm like, and then everybody's like, "Oh yeah, Cocaine Bear, I love him." I'm like, "No, you're a poser."
Cocaine Bear is old Slewfoot. That bear was a beast. He was the devil. That's
the
what
movie
old
bear,
Slewfoot
definitely.
was. It had bear like characteristics because the amount of cocaine it consumed didn't make it bear-like anymore. But it kind of resembled a bear still.
Have you seen? I've seen advertisements for this movie called Crack Coon.
No shit. Have you really?
I want to watch it.
Yes.
I'm gonna check that out because
Yes.
that sounds pretty neat. Yeah, Crack Coon. Yeah, the Cocaine Bear movie. It was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's the Brown Mountain Lights.
I want to see those. Like, I don't care what it is. It's really cool.
Me too. Yeah, it's I bucket list, like you said. Just knock it off.
Right.
You can very easily. It's not like trying to see Mothman. That's hard.
Yeah, right.
That's
and then
difficult.
something bad might happen to you afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. So
Who knows?
don't do that. Yeah, and then I have one more.
Okay, I'm gonna say, is it Puckwudgies?
It's not.
I have Puckwudgies.
Go ahead.
Little creatures, super cool. It's kind of like it's just like, you know how like garden gnomes are just like little tiny people that sit in your garden. That's what a Puckwudgie reminds me of, but they have like poison arrows and like skin that glows. So, they stand no more than 3 feet tall. human-like, though their fingers, ears, and noses are very long, so it gives it that like cartoony, like gnome-looking characteristic. They have gray skin that sometimes glows, able to vanish in thin air, can create fire without any tools, carries poison arrows, and can transform into a porcupine-like creature at all times. These cryptids like to be left alone, but are sometimes spotted in the woods of Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Something I don't want to come across in the forest is something that looks like a porcupine, can vanish and reappear, and carry poison arrows.
I saw one, I think.
Really?
Yeah, when I was a child. I did.
Okay.
I did. I guess I'll tell the story again. I'll be
Yeah.
brief. And it sounds so fucking bizarre because it was. It was strange. So I was about 12 years old. We
Oh, so you
stopped.
weren't even like a little kid.
No, I wasn't like a little kid. I was definitely aware of life at that
Okay.
time. Um, we stopped at a Meijer, Meijer grocery
Yeah.
store. For people that don't know about the Meijer, it's like a Walmart, but like dirtier.
And more expensive.
Yeah, I hate Meijer. But back in the day, and gosh, I mean, probably less than 10 years ago, but definitely when I was 12, which was more than that. One of the cool things about Meijer is that they had, as soon as you walked in the door, they had a bathroom, like immediately right there. And
Like Target.
so, yeah, like Target's got it, pretty much. Well, before you even walk into the double door, like you walk into the
Mhm.
first set of door, bathroom, then double
Okay.
door. So anyway, so we were all stopping off to go to the, use the restroom, at the Meijer. At least I was. I don't remember anybody else being in there with me. And I walk into the women's restroom at Meijer, and like I walk in, there's kind of a wall, but you kind of have to continue to your right to go around it a little bit to get to like the sink and stall area. The sinks would have been from me looking straight forward in the door to the left, and the stalls would have been to the right.
Okay.
And when I walked in, a little, it sounds crazy, a little man jumped down from the counter into the stall area. A little man. And I don't mean like a midget or, whatever.
Right.
God, I say midget. I'm not supposed to say that now. But like, it was like no taller than my knee. And
Okay.
I left. I did not use the restroom because I had already done so in my pants. I didn't, but I left. I walked out and I go and I tell my. So at the time, I was actually living with a foster family, and I kind of sat there for a second, and then the first thing that came to mind, me trying to rationalize this at all, was I just saw a leprechaun in the bathroom. That's
Yeah.
how I described it. I didn't know how else to describe whatever the fuck it was I had just seen. And of course, because I was very insistent about what I had seen, they actually treated this like mental illness. I was, so at the time I was going to like a specialized behavioral school.
Mhm.
And they definitely, and like, so it was school, but it was school for like, it was like therapy school. It was very interesting. So like instead of having like math and science and social studies, we had like feelings time, anger management, whatever, all throughout the day. So you're like very heavily monitored. It's like it's kind of like an outpatient treatment.
Okay.
But of course they had brought up the fact that I had seen a leprechaun and was adamant that that's what I had seen. And I fucking know. I know now as an adult that that's definitely what I had seen. But at the time, it kind of fast tracked me on a potential schizophrenia diagnosis. Of course, I was too young to be diagnosed with schizophrenia. Schizophrenia does not come out at that age normally. It
Okay.
usually develops over time. But now being an adult that's gone through therapy of my choice, and having say over that, I don't have, schizophrenia. I don't have anything close. I don't have delusions. I don't have any mental disorders that have delusions or anything like that.
Right.
So, that's definitely, and it took a very long time. Even when I started doing this, it took a very long time to kind of come out with that story just because of the path that it led me on because it made me seem crazy. And I've talked about it, of course, on the show. I think the first time I ever told it, it was behind a paywall on Patreon because I was nervous about how it'd be, received. But people have
I
asked, like,
remember you telling me your leprechaun story, but I don't remember if it was on the show or like you actually told me.
yeah, it might have been either or, probably.
Because that's what happens when you're like actually friends. Like you don't know if you like if it was something publicly you said or something you said to each other.
When you're actually friends and you actually listen to your friend's stuff. I know, it's
Right.
weird. No, it's an interesting one, and like one of the friends of the show, Chris Holm, he had actually drawn, what I had sort of described, or at least attempted to, and that was the first time I think I've ever really seen it. Did he do a good job? Honestly, it's been so long, and I had spent a lot of my teenage years being told that what I experienced wasn't real, that
Right.
I can't really give you the details on what it looked like. I just know it was a little man.
But think of how lucky you probably got for using the word leprechaun, because if you would have said you saw a puckwudgie, like there would have been like padded walls for you.
Like, what the fuck is that?
Right?
Yeah, because I didn't know. I mean, I wasn't into this type of thing at that. Definitely wasn't into that stuff at that age. But
Right.
that's the only thing I could think of to describe. Like, it was a fucking leprechaun, and like I said, I was convinced, throughout, that that's not actually what I saw. That what I experienced was some type of psychosis. And I've questioned that. I mean, my whole life, of course. I'm like, well, I was going through a really, you can have temporary psychosis with really traumatic events in your life, and that was
Oh
certainly a
yeah.
traumatic time period in my life. I'd just gotten out of being sex trafficked, and I mean, my god, if you really want me to get into it, it was tough, y'all. So I do question that. Was it something that I had genuinely seen, or but I don't know now as an adult that studies this, why would the fuck would it be in a Meyer bathroom of all places? I have no idea. It was fucking weird, and that's what I know about it. And from my experience, I think I actually experienced it. I
Where was it
guess
at? Was it in Dayton?
Springfield, Ohio.
So close, right?
Pretty close, yeah, about 45 minutes away.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
It's a weird one.
Was it like a hilly environment? Could it have been mountains around the mire?
It maybe not mountains around the mire, but it was definitely more toward. So where that area was, it was kind of outside of like the town. Springfield's not a huge town. It's got a population of about 35,000. So it's not small, but it's not big by any means. Just like
Right.
anywhere in Ohio, you know how it is. You have like your city area, right? Your
Mhm.
suburban area, and then like outside of that is just fucking nothing.
Right.
So
Okay.
Meyer was more at that time. It's all really gentrified now. I don't even know if the Meyer is still where it used to be, but there was like nothing there. Like it was a lot of nothing. It was right on the outskirt of the suburb area.
Okay.
But I don't know if these are some type of other high strangeness and shit. I mean, I saw Mothman inside of a room. I guess I'm just not safe indoors. I'm safer outdoors, is what it sounds like to me.
Right. Right.
I don't know. Or again, maybe it's just something my brain had cooked up at the time because of the shit I was going through. I can accept that answer, but
Maybe a duende.
well, it's like the same thing almost. There's little
Yeah.
people, some type of little person. But yeah, I experienced something similar. It was very odd.
That's crazy.
It's very odd. It was a weird experience. I'm uncomfortable talking about it, but but if I expect other people to talk about their super uncomfortable situations and be vulnerable with me, then I have to be vulnerable with you guys. So
Well, thank you.
thank you for listening.
I'm glad you're okay from that bathroom experience.
It was probably the most terrifying time I've ever had in a bathroom, which is good.
I believe
considering all the
that.
other
I
shit
don't
I've
know
been
if I
through.
would go into another public restroom. It's like my kids after watching Ghost Shark.
Yeah, that was me, except it was
Right.
a puckwudgie instead of a ghost shark or a leprechaun or whatever. Yeah, it was something else. So that was my story. This one I'm going to talk about in kind of a two-parter, but one of them I kind of want to do its own episode on.
Ooh,
That's-
I think I know one of them.
I think it's pronounced Alagui,
Okay.
and the Moon-Eyed people.
Yes, I was right.
And that's the one that we want to do the episode on.
Yep.
The Alagui, and I have no idea if I'm saying this correctly at all, were a race of giants talked about specifically amongst the Delaware tribe. Now, giants are a really interesting topic in general. There's a lot of debates over whether or not giants walk the earth at some point. But considering how old these stories are and how the Delaware had discussed them, the Delaware tells stories of an entire war that they fought with this with these giants, with this giant race of humans, where they basically had to hunt them out of extinction because the giants were, encroaching on their land, or they were trying to take over the land, or whatever the case is. So it is a really interesting tale, but it's so old and there's no real proof, right? We really haven't found giant bones. People say we have not yet. That would be a huge deal, and to our knowledge, scientifically speaking, we have not. So that one is interesting. But on the flip side of that, you have the Moon-Eyed people, which I think a lot of people misinterpret as aliens because moon-eyed, it sounds like aliens. But what the moon-eyed people were a diminutive, not quite Pukwudgie size, but a smaller race of human that had stark white skin, and they were referred to as moon-eyed because they couldn't go out during the day, or at least they didn't. The sun would bother their eyes, so they would primarily go out at night, and they are, that's why they call them moon-eyed. They saw by the moonlight. The moon-eyed people are extinct, but they're kind of a weird thing, and we have some things. There's the really famous statue, the carvings of them of what are allegedly moon-eyed people that we have found in different areas. Some people think that they are responsible for a majority of the Native American mounds all over the place. Or even stuff like serpent mounds, very famous mounds that we don't really have any real explanation for because those things are so fucking old. When you think of Native American person, think even older. And that's basically where the moon-eyed people come into play. So there's no real proof that they existed, but there's all these little things that kind of make you go,
Right.
And I would like to talk about them one time in its entirety because it's a really interesting rabbit hole.
And I wrote that down too, but I didn't go into it because I know there's going to be a time in the near future where we actually talk about them.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. They're really neat. I like them, and I figured we'd probably also throw in some giant stuff there too, just because I don't know, it seems fitting, or different races, lost races and things like that. Because there's definitely a lot of them. You guys have to remember when we started. I say we like I was responsible. I'm not, but when we started colonizing this area, a lot of people went extinct. I mean, there are whole extinct races of people that exist. This is not, we're talking about a different race of human. We always think of it like, oh, the difference between Homo sapiens and Neanderthals. It's not quite that stark. But they are definitely missing links in our culture. Because, like I said, stuff like the mounds, we really have no fucking clue at all what they are, why they were built, why they're here.
We really can't explain a lot of stuff.
Right. There's missing chunks of time in our
Yeah.
timeline. And that's probably attributed to all of the different cultures that have gone extinct in the name of progression, for lack of a better term. And we did that. We did it. Not me and Cassie, we didn't do that, but
No.
the people of the future.
I'm not taking credit for that one.
It was Hitler and his micropenis, obviously.
Okay.
That's what I mean by we, I suppose. Because you can't call it we, it's too small, right? Jeez. But yeah, it is really interesting when you start really thinking about that. We used to do a series for the Patreon called Weird World, me and Pato.
Mm-hmm.
where we would we would go through the different states and talk about what makes them weird. It was a lot of fun. But like we talked about Hawaii at one point and talked about like the Menehune. And like they're another one of those, like they're definitely still around more in like a spirit form, but the Menehune are like there may be some evidence to this just really, old form of people that used to be around that were building structures and building civilization all around Hawaii, that have been, basically hunted to extinction pretty much. But there's so many stories of that, and the Moon-Eyed people are definitely, they're a part of it, you know. So
That's I didn't write a lot down because I know what we're doing in the future. But you're right. I mean, they're so like I read everything. I just chose not to research it yet because I didn't want to forget everything that I was reading.
oh
So,
yeah.
but it's definitely like interesting.
Oh yeah.
Definitely out of my like forte of things like I do research on. So, I'm kind of excited about that one.
It's a new one for me too. I mean, it's one of those, like I would never just be like I want to learn about ancient civilizations. I'm not a history person. That's just not my strong suit. But because I do what I do, you just kind of have to at some point.
Right.
But it is something that I've drug my feet on.
Mhm.
So I also am excited to deep dive it a little bit more. I have little nuggets. Like I said, I know so much about the Menehune, well, because of the show.
Right.
And so that is one of the reasons why I love to do it. It gives me an excuse to research things that I normally wouldn't just sit down and choose. So it'll be it'll be fun. But that was my last one. That's the last one I had.
I have two more. One is like super short, but I'm gonna start with another Cherokee legend, the Spearfinger. Have you heard of Spearfinger?
Oh yeah.
Okay, mythical monster who appears as an old witch with a pointed or spear-like finger. Just one, just the pointer finger, looks like a spear. She is said to transform into other people to lure victims, where then she steals their liver without leaving a trace. So it's like an urban legend. And then collects their moccasins as a trophy. So I would have think the liver would be the trophy, but it is the moccasins. I'm not sure what she does with the liver after she steals it. The legend serves as a cautionary tale to keep children safe and near adults, and it's mostly associated in the eastern side of Tennessee and western North Carolina.
Well, fun fact, they used to call me Spearfinger in high school.
Did you point at people a lot?
Well, no, I was fingering people a lot, but that's
Wow. Okay.
they didn't call me that in high school. But man, I dig the name. That's so fun.
Right.
She's got like an ET finger.
Right. But like,
That's what I think
what
of.
does she do with the liver? It like, do you know what she does with like that? Would have been like serial killers like take like that's their trophy. Like, but no, it takes your moccasins.
Well, probably. I think the liver. I don't know what she does with it, but I would assume she eats it.
Like, is that like fuel for her? Like,
I
is
mean,
that
well, people eat liver. Like that's something. Like it's good, I guess. Some people think so. So, like, I mean, it could be. It's just that's the most tastiest part, maybe, of a human. And she's like, I just really like eating human livers and love me a good pair of moccasins.
I wonder how many pairs she has. Does she have to build her own like closet in a tree for shoes?
One of those like things that you see on like MTV Cribs. It's just all shoes.
It's not really like a weaponized finger. It's just like something where she can reach really high at the top shelf to get her moccasins. Like,
Like one of those grabbers.
right?
Little people grabber.
I want that pair. And just points like.
She accidentally hit somebody with it one time and they've never stopped talking about it.
Now she's a witch and had to go live in the woods.
With her spear finger. Oh, I love her.
Right.
Like she's great.
Last one. Gonna go into lumberjack lore. The hide behind.
Oh yeah.
Fearsome nocturnal creature blamed for the disappearance of loggers. So it was lumberjack lore. This is what the lumberjacks would tell each other around the campfire after like all day of working and stuff just to make the time go by faster while they were eating. It has the ability to hide behind trees or people or people to stalk its prey without being seen. Very short story, just a legend, like completely false. Just something to entertain people, so not much to it.
The fearsome critters are interesting. They're definitely mixed in with cryptozoology a lot.
Yeah.
Which is okay. I understand it. It's tough to explain to people the difference between like cryptids and folklore. Which I don't know. Maybe we'll do a whole episode on just like that concept alone. Because it can get very confusing. Cryptozoology was once like a dedicated science
Right.
studied by real people with real work and accreditation in these topics, whereas folklore is more like an urban legend. They're
But the
distinct.
name of this episode is Appalachian Cryptids and
Yeah,
Folklore, so we
exactly.
can do whatever we want.
You sure can. You're not going to come on here with your spear finger and tell me what I can and cannot do on my own show.
I said folklore and cryptids, not fearsome creatures.
Oh God, I know people are going to be like, "Oh, that's a fearsome critter. It's totally different from folklore because the blah 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 blah." Listen, don't be an asshole
Well,
about
you
it.
call it fearsome critters, I call it lumberjack lore, and lore is a part of folklore.
It's literally in the name.
Right.
Um, but again, a lot of the stuff does have some layover to it hand in hand because while you have people just like the knot deer, like I said, is it a silly made up internet term? Absolutely it is. Does it mean that people aren't seeing fucked up deer in the woods? Of course they are.
Right.
It doesn't invalidate those experiences, but it is tough work sometimes trying to differentiate the two as somebody whose job it is to try to do that. And sometimes you just can't, you're just like, whatever, it is what it is, man.
See, that's where I come in, and I'm great because, like, where you would, like, defend yourself and your opinions and stuff, I don't care. Like, if somebody wants to argue about something, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care to argue nowadays. I used to do it a lot.
Right. Like, if you want to come at me and be serious and argue, I mean, I don't care.
Yeah, I love that. I love that for you. I do. It is easier to be that way. I mean, it really is. Because it's really tough when you're trying to, explain things to people, and they're just not getting it. Sometimes it's just not worth your time. But then I remember that like my whole point is that I'm supposed to be educating and changing people's minds. My mom the other day, she was like, "Well, if Bigfoot was real, we would have found it by now."
Cool. That's your opinion.
And I'm just like, but it's my mom, right? So I
Right.
gotta be like, which I think she does believe in Bigfoot. I think she just says that shit to try to get me going.
Mm-hmm.
We got similar moms.
Yeah. That's weird because, like, just last week, just the other day, my mom sent me a Facebook news thing about a Bigfoot sighting in Pennsylvania. I didn't read it yet, but she sent it to me. I read the headline.
Well, my mom she'll be like, "Have you seen this show or heard about this thing?" And I'm always like, "Yeah, mom, I did." She's fascinated by it, but she's just saying it, and
Right.
and then I was like, what would I say to somebody else who said that to me? And what I would say is I would go into my spiel about how I totally get what you mean when you're talking about a 7 to 15 foot tall creature, like people claim that it is. But what if you're talking about something that's more like 4 to 6 feet instead in North America? And that's kind of my whole thing. I think Bigfoot is smaller than what we think it is, and yada yada yada. I'm not going to go into it right now, but that's how I think they survive. And that's how I think they're not caught, is because they're not as big as we think they are.
Right.
And that just blows people's fucking mind out of the water. They're like, "What?"
It's kind of like people don't understand that their like depth perception isn't as good as they think it is.
No.
Like if you see something from far away, you're probably not going to be accurate when you give a measurement.
Well, and Patty, she was about 6'7". If Patty was real, and I
Right.
think most of us believe that she was about 6'7".
That's believable.
She's big, right? But she's
Right.
not over 7 feet. Where some people claim that it's that big, and she could have been on the bigger spectrum. We don't know. We have no other measurement for these things. For all we know, females are bigger. We don't know. And some species of animals, females are. And primates, not necessarily usually, but this is a whole different species we've never studied before. We have no
Right.
idea what the litmus test is for it. We don't have one.
It's kind of like when we wanted to redo like one part of our driveway, and the concrete guy was like, well, like, how big's the space, like, rough estimate? And Brandon's like, oh, probably like a 16 by 20 foot space. And I'm like, just looked at him like, you are so wrong. And we measured it, and it was like 24 by 38 foot space.
And you're like, told you.
Yep. I was like, right again.
Always am. I remember married life.
Right. Should have learned by now. Could have saved
never
yourself
do.
from being an idiot.
They never do. Yeah, it's, we're really notoriously bad at measuring stuff, and but at the end of the day, there's people that are just like, they're going to throw that argument at me. They're going to be deadly fucking serious, and it does not matter what I say. They're going to continue with that stance. It's not going to change their mind unless they themselves see one, and that's just the reality of it. And so it's not worth it for me to try to pull out several years of research to give that argument. It's not worth, there's nothing I'm going to win from that.
Right.
So that's definitely the take. And I don't want people to think I can't have fun with this stuff, because I certainly do.
Oh yeah, like if we're out at a show or something, and like the Ohio Bigfoot Conference was a big one. Like if someone comes up and wants to talk to me about cryptids or Bigfoot or like anything like that, I am not going to argue with you. I'm not going to start an argument with you in public. Like, I'm going to listen to your story, be extremely happy and smile and agree with you. Like, I know you want to tell me this because you believe it. So I'm going to let you think that I agree with you. And you're going to go on your way, and I'm going to go on my way, and there will be no arguing today.
That's exactly, and that's what it is. My job, I know I said it's my job to differentiate what's real and what's wrong. That's not really my job. What my job really is to collect the data and follow the trends of that data. Now, that does mean that sometimes I have to hold a critical eye to certain things, because it's not going to help my data if I have a bunch of bullshit in the pool.
Right.
So I only keep the data that I think is genuine. And how do I measure how genuine that data is? That's a topic for another day, not this episode. But it's not for me to tell you what's real and what's fake. And I hope that people listen to the show and they understand that impression. Because if you want to fucking believe in old Slewfoot, I'm right there with you.
Right.
I believe in Slewfoot. Old Slewfoot.
Some people like have never been to these like cryptid shows, and they don't understand, like, there's people there are crazy.
They are
that
crazy.
Are decades and decades into their beliefs, and their opinion will not be changed, and they will argue with you and scream at you on the drop of the dime.
Yeah, it's really ridiculous.
I've seen it. I've witnessed it. I will choose not to be a part of that. I do not want an old man screaming at me about a creature that neither of us has seen.
Because it's always an old man.
It is.
Every fucking time.
Every time.
You're like, God damn it, old man.
And it's like they scream at you about how they were in war, and you're like, I don't want to piss this PTSD motherfucker off. Right. But if he gets in my face and spits when he's talking one more time,
I'm going to shove a gerbil up his ass.
Right. The Richard Gere is going to come out of me.
You do what you got to do with these things. And it's exhausting. Those events are exhausting. They are.
Exhausting.
You talk to so many people. If you really had an in-depth conversation with every single person that you came across, it's too much. It's just a lot. We were kind of talking about events before we started recording, and I was saying it's a great place to kind of do a quick stop and introduction. It's not a good place to sit there and unpack everything.
Right.
If you want to...
this is what my 5th episode, 2nd being official on a podcast. I don't go to these shows because of my cryptid research. I draw colorful pictures. Like, that's people true. Still try to argue with you because your picture is not real, because it's not what they saw.
That doesn't look like what I saw. Yeah, I know.
I'm pretty sure that you didn't see a fluorescent yellow under the under the black light glowing Bigfoot. I know that's not what you saw. I'm not going to argue that fact.
But have you ever heard of old Slewfoot? Now you can tell. Now you can like totally change gears and be like,
I'm
"What about
going to
Spearfinger?
now.
You know about Spearfinger? You should make a Spearfinger.
I should. I'm going to.
You carry it around with you and point it at people whenever they get rowdy. Shut the fuck up! I'm craving liver. You got some nice moccasins." It's
Just
in that
have like
level.
a string of moccasins behind my shoulder. Like,
People are very much
you don't know me.
People can get very set in their ways, especially when you're talking about an area like Appalachia. We didn't even get into like granny magic, or I mean, there's just so much.
No.
There's so
Yeah.
fucking much. And I'm not going to go and completely ruin these people, these people's way of life. Tony Breeden, he writes a bunch of books. We had him on the show to talk about Gray Barker. He's pretty much a Gray Barker expert. If there ever was one, he's lived in West Virginia. I guess I think his whole life. But he's a native, and he has a great narrative of why Appalachia seems to really cling on to folklore and things like that. And it has a lot to do with, I mean, they do have a really unfortunate history. I mean, even, going all the way back to the Native Americans. Like I said, it was all brown people until the white people showed up and killed them all. And, and then when they showed up and killed them all, and they did really good for about 100 years, and then the industries that they created started running out, so they had to figure something else out, and they didn't. So they all traveled to the West. I mean, it is a really unfortunate area. Appalachia has some of the poorest cities that you will ever go to. So listen, if believing in this stuff is what gets them through the day, who the fuck am I to take that from them?
Right. And
I'm not going to do that because they're great.
The amount of thought put behind something, like, I want to believe in this stuff.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Like, I think it's fun, and I would love to believe that a lot of it is out there.
Why wouldn't there be all these horrible things on cursed land? Like, come on now.
Why not? Yeah, I mean, and a lot of it's just common sense. Again, if you hear whistling in the woods, maybe don't pursue it.
Right.
Like, that makes sense. If somebody's calling your name and all your friends are there and there's nobody else that should know your name out there, it's a serial killer. Stay away.
Right. If somebody's calling my name out in the middle of the woods, and even if all my friends aren't there, I'm not going.
Right.
Like, I'm out here in the open. If you need me, I'm right here.
No one hear you. What'd you say? Could you repeat that? I wouldn't even. You don't even want to say. You don't want to say anything to it. It's obviously a devil or something, and
right.
And it's gonna eat your liver. That's
or your heart
or whatever. We have given you all kinds of reasons to stay away from Appalachia, but in all seriousness, it is very beautiful. I don't know what it is about that area. I'm not an ocean girl. Like, I'm a mountain mama. I'm specifically an Appalachian mountain mama. Like, I am. That's my second home. Okay, is West Virginia. And if it wasn't so unfortunate, I would live there. But there's just nothing. There's nothing there, and I like doing stuff.
And North Carolina, Pisgah, it's beautiful.
Beautiful. People are great. I mean, really, I've never had a bad encounter with the folks. They're super friendly and willing to talk to you. It's go ask them. Go ask them about their local culture. They're more than happy to share that. They're very, very welcoming. But something about it, I don't know what it is. When I travel through the area, as soon as I hit those foothills in Ohio, it gets weird. I don't know why. It always has. You can feel it, the shift. And I don't know what that feeling is, or why it happens, but it's beautiful. And I hope that everybody gets to experience that at least once in their life.
Yeah.
So.
When I was in Pisgah hiking, I definitely felt the fear of being watched the whole time.
It's just a weird hermit in the woods. But still, that's even scarier than a Bigfoot.
It doesn't matter what it was. Like, It was scary. And it was daytime. It's not like I did night hikes by myself.
It is. Like I said, it's just something about the air. I don't
Mhm.
know. Some people are like, well, the elevation, obviously. Man, I don't know what it is. It's just different, and I think that's very special.
You can't really blame the elevation in foothills.
No, not really. No, not really. But people will. They'll come up
Right.
with anything not to believe. And that's a choice, I suppose. But I'll tell you, just go check it out. Go see it for yourself.
Yeah.
See what I'm talking about. It's just a whole different ball game. West Virginia changed my life. That's just the reality of it. Why? I don't know. But here we are doing this. My life. But yeah, I don't know. Do you have any last words about Appalachian folklore or cryptids or whatever?
Like, just pick something and study it, and you'll be amazed. Like,
Man,
there's
just
nothing
one
that's
thing.
going to bore you with Appalachia.
Yeah, I love that. I think you're right. Yeah, just one topic. There's plenty on just one. Yeah, I agree. I love that. Well, hopefully we see you sometime in Appalachia. Most of the events I go to are usually somewhere in Appalachia. So I will look for you then. Let me know if you listen to this episode, and maybe we'll argue about something.
Please don't.
And I'll hit you with my spear finger. I'll penetrate you with my spear
I
finger.
can't.
We'll party with the spear finger and the gerbil.
The bad thing is you're serious.
Yeah, I am. Nobody's ever taken me up on it yet, though. I'm so surprised. All you fucking
Because
weirdos.
people don't think you're serious, but I know you're serious.
Right? Nobody. The only person that's ever shown up in a vest so far is Jeff Craig.
And that was in Appalachia.
Sure was.
Weird things happen there.
Whatever happens in Appalachia stays in Appalachia. All right. Well, on that note, we got to go to bed. We're tired. We're old people, and we are loopy. So, with that being said, guys, we'll see you back here next Wednesday.